Hello, hello, and welcome to another match of the Settlers 4 World Championship 2025. The quarterfinals between Lemon and kleinerchris, with game 2 of them, and kleinerchris now playing as the Blue Vikings in the bottom left against the Red Romans of Lemon in the top right. Today I'm having with me again, as for game 1, King Cat, the phenomenal German caster, and I will be holding back a little bit.
Yeah, don't hold back. Hello, hello. And yeah, sadly we don't have Trojan participation today, so I would expect your participation to be a little bit less motivated, but yeah, we will make it through.
Yeah, my voice after yesterday's cast of game 1 being a little sick now feels like it's almost completely gone, and it's relatively hard to speak, but I also already had a political debate today with my father and brother, so I should be well suited to still be talking quite a lot.
Oh boy. I see.
Yeah. Let's talk about the game. We have
I guess
a pretty wild map.
Messi is the word of the hour, yeah. I think this map is quite hard, but yeah, sorry to interrupt you. You go ahead.
No, all good. I do agree that the map looks very hard. We have a large stone field and a small forest for the start, and a few tiles of space and a desert. And then you have water. It looks very rough to be playing. Especially forest in front of the mountain doesn't make it any better either. And the little bits of mountain you have are like disgusting to reach. It's like a thick mountain, so you have snow on the top. Honestly, this map has nothing that looks good for it. Maybe the fact that you can use ships is the best part about the map.
And the only question is where we are gonna use ships. Like, we have this big middle lake maybe, but what to gain from that? I guess you can go on the outside, and maybe that is something to consider for the game once war machines are allowed, which is probably right at peacetime at minute 60.
Yeah.
So could be a decent play. But yeah, you're right with the rest of the map. Like, I have no idea what to do here, and I'm also not sure. Like, probably Romans will fare a little bit better in this situation because they can very comfortably go for fish to stone kind of setup, while while not having to build as much forest in front of the mountain as the Viking player is probably forced to do. But yeah, I'm
rough.
Not envy of the players to play this map. This is like a complete disaster.
Yeah, this is a map where I feel like most people wouldn't even consider picking it when looking for a map in the game. But here we are.
That's why we have very diverse map creators for the tournament, and this one is a special one.
Okay, I'm a little bit more interested in the Viking start here, so let's head over there and look at it a bit, because I don't think we saw no forester into the nothing. We do have 2 foresters at start though, which I feel like that forester to the top that is already standing won't really have that much space to work with. One on the bottom can work down quite a lot, especially once the stone field is gone more, but already right now there's quite some space below it. But the top one really, I mean, the sawmill is pretty much right next to it, so that one looks a little rough in terms of spacing. We have a forester and 2 woodcutters at the desert at the top, I think.
Yeah.
So we do have a forester later down that is that went into the nothing. But yeah, overall, I mean, difficult to play, and that's what I'm asking you. How would you set up a forest here? You've played much more Vikings than me.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I probably wouldn't have made did the second zone cutter construction site as a placeholder, which he made there. Like, I probably would have placed the woodcutter over there and let the forester plant downwards. because now we see that he doesn't do that. He's planting upwards, and also, yeah, there's no direct fourth woodcutter with this
the two
forester,
starting
or
foresters,
with the two starting foresters. So I'm not sure how this construction is gonna end up in the end. But yeah, I can also see why he does hold the spot for a stonecutter, because he kind of wants to get access to the stone field from like every side later on, which definitely also has its marbles. But yeah, I think at the beginning you really have to bite into the apple and sacrifice your stone and get like one or two more woodcutters for faster. But all in all, I like it that he placed one additional forester below the desert, and I hope that he does some more of that. Like, for example, I could see him expanding down the right side of the desert with one more tower, and then filling up the whole area with like foresters and woodcutters, and make his tree production in that kind of area. Maybe also the left side of the desert could also be fine, but I think one of those locations should be the place.
Yeah, I think to the top and right side of the desert is a space where he's not gonna use it for anything else anyways. Or at least if he uses it for the forest, then it's 100% sure that there's nothing going through the forest in that area outside of the logs. So it should stay alive compared to the mountain right now. The forest right now, the starting forest, it's like kind of right in front of the mountain. And you don't really have space anywhere else to be like, oh, I let my settlers go around the forest. It's kind of like the only way towards the mountain. And at least your food eco will probably walk through it. You might be able to put your heavy industry somewhere else behind the forest, right next to the mountain. But even that is kind of difficult.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where a lot of heavy industry is gonna end up. I think you probably expand down to the lower right side, get rid of the one forest, and you have this peninsula where you can build a lot of stuff onto, like barracks or houses or whatever you desire.
Yeah, also looks like, I feel like that would be like some nice green pixels for pretty much any building you want to build, so very flat. So definitely some nice area to build stuff in.
Yeah, so I don't know. All in all, I think if the Viking player decides to solve the forest problem with the aforementioned foresters on the right or left side towards the desert, I think he can have a decent setup here. Because apart from that, the map for Viking is probably quite okay, to be honest, because you still have a lot of space to work with to set up your food and mana eco and also settlers towards the whole left-hand side of the starting island, so to speak, peninsula. And that's kind of nice for Viking, that you are not really restricted in the space at the beginning already, where you want to set up all your buildings. And in the meantime, you're gonna expand along the mountain, build all the gold mines you're gonna find, and maybe you can even be a little bit happy, because we can already see that there's not much coal or iron available, which will be quite relevant for our Roman player on the other side. Because, maybe all the ores are kind of scarce, and that's something what a Viking player would or could be happy about.
Yeah. Although we gotta say, playing stone to iron in this kind of situation with one stone field also isn't the greatest play either.
No, it's not. But you can you can use your lot of space you have to set up additional farms to also incorporate stone mines into your gameplay. So you are safe stone-wise for building. And then you may also be able to afford one or two stone to iron spells.
Yeah, and then you just have more ores essentially than your opponent.
Yeah. At least in theory, but most of the time the Viking is so slow at the beginning that when the other civs really focus on getting into the mines very early, the Viking player can't really compete with that. But yeah, the longer the game goes, the better it becomes for the Viking because they mostly have the faster mines. So if you also don't lose too much time, then you can be very close behind the other civs in that regard.
I think I checked today, a couple days ago with somebody else, and I was like, oh wow, Romans actually have some really fast mines as well. I'm pretty sure their gold mine is a little quicker, and the iron mine is like up to par, like they're both the same speed. I think the coal mine was faster from the Vikings, but yeah, like Romans also have pretty fast mines. If we were comparing against Magyans or Trojans, and it's like a no-brainer that Viking will have the better mines in the long term. And yeah. Let's have a look. I feel like at the Roman side we should probably be getting, already the toolsmith is standing, no worker yet. 3 sawmills. There was no forester that went into the nothing. All of them are inside the starting forest, or I guess right next to it. Yeah, I think I like the setup here a little bit more. There was no stonecutter space reserved for, like, right next to the forest, which I think, like, it isn't needed. You are able to put your stonecutters close enough. They should be able to work off that area as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, toolsmith starts working at 10-minute mark.
That's fine for Roman player. I think the forest looks a little bit crowded with buildings to my eye, but yeah, we shall see how it works. Like eventually he will get along to the next forest where he would be able to place 2 or even 3 woodcutters additionally. And yeah, there are some additional forests to take care of later on. But maybe he will have to place like 1 or 2 woodcutters in the forest above the desert, or at some place to keep his woodkin income a little bit stable in the later game.
Yeah, I'm also looking at that forest, and it does look like there are quite a lot more buildings. But just looking at like what would probably be a lumberjack and forester setup, I think it probably is space-wise enough for like the stuff he lays down so far. It does look quite crowded though, I agree. Let me see.
Yeah, especially since he also has to plant the trees kind of close towards the mountain, where we know that later on will be a lot of traffic. So if I could avoid it, I wouldn't even want to have any foresters working in that area.
And Lemon apparently built his towers in a way where he didn't get the coal mine into his land, and he used some pioneers. Just saw that, and the coal mine is being built right now, and I think that coal mine should still be fine. The toolsmith gets some idle time, would be very minimal. So yeah, some early pioneering of a mine. We don't see that too often. It's always nice when somebody does it and it works out well. But actually,
I also like that he does that, because expanding down the right-hand side of the mountain as he's doing is definitely the more valuable side, because he is taking the forest. He also takes the side of the water where he can place more efficient fishers, which he's gonna need for his fish to stone setup.
Yeah, which we already see the large temple for.
He placed it. Yeah.
I also want to say that the coal mine didn't actually finish. So there was 1 plank missing. So that might actually...
It doesn't get scammed by the builders.
Actually, the builders are standing right next to it still, so it should be fine. Not too bad. I've seen much worse. The other side, is the toolsmith standing yet? Ooh, the toolsmith is placed very far towards the mountain. I think since the iron smelter had finished up so much before the toolsmith, I think it's kind of fine. If he does the proper micro of getting some coal over to the toolsmith. Actually, I forgot the worker for the toolsmith has to come from the starting tower anyways, right? Yeah, okay, so this will take a while till it's actually starting working.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna delay him a little bit. Could cost him a few tools, but I think the start is also slow enough that it probably doesn't even matter too much for the Viking player. At least he already has his mines available for him, so yeah, he can now place his mines, then go into foresters and stuff, and additional woodcutters. And his first axes he's gonna build should be in time anyway.
Yep. Okay, anything else we can, if we go back to the Romans, I just wanted to check that out. Does Lemon have anything else that we can spot that's interesting to see? I mean, he's already predicting like lots of fishes and a large temple. There will definitely be fish to stone as a play. Other than that, no grain farms being predict. I think sawmill count is at 4 right now, and I'm seeing a 5th that is pre-placed, so maybe 6. Actually, I think I see 7 pre-placed, so classic Lemon doesn't actually get smaller. Or unless you disagree with the sawmill count, I think above the forest we have 3 sawmills pre-placed and 2 medium houses.
What is this? I think, yeah. Yeah, probably 2 more saws. But yeah, 6 is fine, and yeah, depending how many fishers you build at the beginning, you can even go up to 7, because with your fish to stone, if you have enough fishers, your stone income will be quite steady. We can also see that there are not so many gold mines available at the start of this map, so yeah, it should also be easier to balance out the fish for the stone conversion and fish for gold mine balance.
Yeah, when do you think the first few fishers must be standing and sawing away some fish to get your first fish to stone in time after your first stone field is, or I guess when your first stone field is almost entirely gone? Like, what's kind of the timing that has to happen?
I have no idea, because I rarely play it, but I would still probably try to go for like at least one stone mine, let's say, and then go into like a minimal farm production. Like maybe start with 3 farms, 1 pig farm, 1 mill, 1 bakery, for example, and then yeah, play how many fishers as you want. I think it's not useful to go into many fishers really fast, because your stone field will actually hold for quite some time, and I think you want to get some more important buildings like your farm, for example. But yeah, you also want to play it safe, so I would say 3 farms is like the minimum. Maybe you can play like 5 and then go up to like 10 fishers, and then you should still be able to hit the timing with your first spell, and then it kind of depends on how many very good fishers you have. Like for Romans it can be very easy, like he has the right hand side coast available for him, so he should be able to place a lot of very well working fishers, and so he probably doesn't need so many to get chain conversions on his stones, on his fish.
I'm just imagining, like, you could also just you have your 2 starting fishing rods and just build 2 fishers, build a storage, and just chill out with that. And the only thing you then have to get is your large temple in time, which I think is something you can relatively easily just see. Oh, my stone field is getting low, and can then like kind of react to it. Like, that's probably a way you could play it as a safety net kind of thing. But yeah, right now we're seeing that he is starting to get his farms ready to be built, and he's going up to the no, that's a medium house actually. So right now it's 5 sawmills. I thought that top left house he's currently building, or was a sawmill as well?
Yeah, between the rivers, the one is a sawmill.
Okay.
He's building now. That's a 6.
Now he's going up to 6. Yeah, we're seeing the hunter behind the forest. With the tower to the left now taking a few of these animals. Some of them will be outside the land towards the top a little bit more.
Yeah, you are probably gonna replace that one pretty fast once you expand a little bit further down the mountain, because there is a lot of forest, so there should be animals available. What I like about Lemon is that he's very straightforward, towering down the mountain, which some players don't do on these kind of maps, but he did it very fast. Like every time tower finished, he placed the next one. While other players would probably invest their resources into, I don't know what they want to have faster, but at least he won't suffer from having too few mines to build available for him that way.
Yeah.
And he's also pioneering towards the other mountain, where one geologist is starting. Maybe he should send like 2 or 3 more to that place. But yeah, I really like his space advancement on the inner side of the map.
Yeah, that's something I personally can always I have my toolsmith standing and then I'm just towering the mountain, but that's more like a Trojan thing. Like you can never have enough mountain. And then I play like Marians and stuff and I'm like, oh, I have way too much mountain. But in this case you definitely do want to do that because there just isn't much mountain to get. Especially in the early game, like most of it is not easy to reach, and it is just tower by tower by tower that you can reach it. You do have to be quite fast with it. But since he's already going to that second mountain, I feel like he is gonna have quite a decent chunk of mountain available quite fast. Being able to kind of tower with 4 towers along the mountain, it'll be completely on the opposite side of his grain farms and food eco he's building, so the digger management will probably be as wild as yesterday. If the digger's walking across the entire map the entire time.
Yeah, like it's kind of the problem with this kind of map setup, because like the forest and the stone fields are very close to the mountain and the free area is further in the back. So you kind of have an incentive to place as many economic buildings in the back as you can, because you will probably never go back there, or you would probably want to never go back there to conserve the power of your shufflers.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you also don't have as much mountain available, which also incentivizes you to build your mines as early as possible, and thus also maybe some heavy industry as fast as possible.
Because also incentivizes some early towers, and towers might not pull all your diggers, but they can pull quite a lot of them.
Yeah, like most of the time towers are not that big of a problem, but yeah, it's very, very important to get all the let's say good mines, like the good coal mines, good iron mines, kind of as fast as possible, because we can already see that there are not many coal mines available for Lemon, for example.
Yeah.
And yeah, it will take a few towers until he gets towards the coal on the top left-hand side. There seems to be a decent chunk. But yeah, you really need mines very fast, and that's why you kind of don't want to spend as much time building farms and a big food economy and maybe full mana production of like 3-4 vineyards, 3 temples in the back, because that's all time on your very few mine spots, which you would lose out on.
Yeah, the first few farms are now coming up for Lemon. Not the fastest timing, but it is what it is. I think the map just isn't the fastest as well.
Yeah, it's probably fine, as long as he gets into his first bread production very fast and just places all the coal mines he can place. and then probably like 2 bakeries are already enough to carry him until minute 35, because let's face it, there
just
is not a fucking single coal mine he can build for the next 10 minutes on this mountain.
This looks like the Trojan trauma. You just can't build mines.
Yeah, and would you even have sulfur here? Yeah, a little bit, so at least...
Yeah, you could build like a sulfur mine right next to the gold, another sulfur mine. I mean, you can just play like Bonsai and just place like multiple sulfur mines and just have your whole economy run off of sulfur. I guess that would
if
work.
If there's a map to do that, it's this exactly this one.
Okay, let's have a look at Vikings again, as they also, kleinerchris is also getting his farms ready. Also, apparently all of his settlers are running away, or at the bottom side right now. I don't know what he did that all of them are running away now.
That's probably a priority exit.
Yeah, probably. Something like that, I assume.
Has to be.
The mines are laying surprisingly full with the toolsmith and iron smelter. Looks like they have like just the amount of coal they need.
Yeah,
maybe
the iron mine was
also
a double one, which is very nice for the Viking.
Well, the iron mine was double? I did see the iron mine was like, it looked like a clean and good iron mine for me. I didn't actually notice it being double, but you might be right. Didn't pay too much attention to that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the problem is kind of the second coal mine here, and we see kleinerchris trying to pioneer a bit of coal up on the mountain, but I think
the mine he pre-placed next to the stone mine is already a coal mine, and I don't know what the other mine is that is like also pretty next to the stone mine, but not quite as close. I don't know what mine that is. Maybe that's a coal mine too.
Between the stone mines, that should be a gold mine. At least it's not a coal mine.
Oh no, I didn't mean between the two stone mines. I meant the top.
Yeah, that is one. So,
okay. Yeah. So the mine that is right next to the stone mine is a coal mine, and the one that is a little further away is a gold mine. And in between the two stone mines is also a gold mine. So you pre-placed 2 gold mines and 1 coal mine. Yeah, which is enough to get a gold smelter ready to run and a large temple.
Yeah. And yeah, same for him. He should definitely build every coal mine he can get his hands on as fast as possible. And then, yeah, he can basically probably chill out a little bit. Like, he can spend a little bit more time towards the back of his settlement. I would probably also want to set up. Yeah, maybe I'm not too sure about it, but maybe this is kind of a map where you actually want to go for, let's say, 7 farms as Viking, 7 farms, 3 mills, let's say 6 bakeries is probably the right number then, to get more bread and be able to place also some stone mines here, because the next stone field will be very far away, so you have to do something about that, and I'm not really sure if you will ever reach the top side and get stone access from there, because even if you get there, it will be very far away from the place where you're actually gonna build houses and heavy industry, which is like the forest area in the middle between the 2 mountains. So I think it would be very beneficial to just set up, let's say, 4 stone mines, and therefore you just need a bigger bread industry. Yeah,
definitely could see that play. Especially since like the rush distance isn't the greatest, like it's not that small, especially considering with the large lake in the bottom. Also just looked at the terrain in general. There are like multiple pathways to the enemy, but all of them are small. That's gonna be interesting, because you can very nicely have like a large army and just cover your settlement with it. But at the same time, if the enemy is like just walking, like the enemy could theoretically walk around you quite a bit. And the other option is the ship option we were talking about a bit earlier. You can at least get quite some good damage with warships, as people will place buildings next to the coast and quite lots of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that investing into at least one shipyard here for each player would be the play. Like for Viking, you basically win every fight on water for free, so you don't even need as many ships. And for the Roman player, yeah, I guess you just do it. You try to feel out if the enemy also has ships, and if they do, you have to run for your lives and get war machines ready to try to defend at some place.
I'm looking at spots where you could defend, and I'm like, there's no real like you were talking about having like a bay to get like kind of a concave on the enemy, plus maybe a war machine, like that kind of.
You have like this bay, which is completely perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I was like thinking that bay is like really nice, but if you defend there, you kind of let all of this right side uncovered, and the right space isn't that perfect. I feel like Viking warships would be able to still go through that because they just are so much stronger. Could like maybe get like a 5v3 or something like that. And I feel like that the Viking warships, if they are in a somewhat similar number, would still be winning.
Yeah, they kind of always win. Like
they are.
I don't know what to do as Roman player.
They are kind of brutal to play against. One thing I also wanted to mention that, like, in general, as Romans here, warships are pretty not nice to play because they cost stone, and stone isn't. I guess he plays fish to stone, so it's not like you should have enough. But the stone for the ammunition is gonna be quite costly. Otherwise, like you kind of have to account for that, similar how you usually have to account for the amount of planks that go into your ships. You also have to account for the stone, while the Viking is just using mana, and as long as he isn't shooting, he's not even using mana.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you only use what you actually use, what you actually need. Sorry, while the Roman is preloading their ships with lots of stone, and then the ship just dies in 2 shots, and it got off like 3 shots, and then like, well, I just lost 16 stone for nothing, or whatever it might be. Probably
very
8.
frustrating sometimes as a Roman player. But yeah, let's move on from whining about weak Roman ships. And yeah, Lemon is expanding a little bit more on the top side now. I really wish that he would also have expanded as fast on the top side of the mountain as he did on the right hand side of the mountain, because
Yes.
in like 1 tower distance, like the one he's building now, there are so many mines available, and getting there would have been very important. He probably also needs like 1 or 2 pioneers in that area to get to this position.
I was thinking, could you get a Roman tower in there?
You probably can, but it's should be very, very dark yellow, I would expect.
That's so bullshit.
Why bother just go a few meters further?
I mean, yeah, pioneers definitely would. Like, if you're gonna make pioneers, then for sure. But I feel like you could technically, with Romans, just tower all of this without using pioneers, which I think is just incredibly broken that that's even possible. Personal opinion. I don't think it's like actually that broken, because, as you said, it wouldn't be a great pixel for your tower to be placed at. It would take quite a while for your diggers. So it takes longer to actually finish up, and the pioneers would probably be quicker at getting you the mountain.
Yeah.
It's only good for the lazy people.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Lemon also is at the other mountain now, where he... at least he will get 1 decent coal mine for now. Then he can expect a double iron mine in the middle of the mountain. So a few more mines available. But on the other side, Chris is also kind of close towards the mountain. Like, he's lacking 1 tower behind now, which is probably fine. I think Lemon had his gold mines. Or he even only has 1 gold mine so far. So,
he already converted some
kind of
fish to stone earlier. And the stone field is about to be fully gone. Yeah.
And look at this. At all those fishers, Lemon is actually building a shipyard. So we are gonna see some warships.
Nice.
The only kind of problem with this is how he
Where do you get
wants
the
to
wood
deal
from?
with the ammunition.
Yeah,
And also the wood.
Yeah, like this is an early shipyard, and if you're actually gonna use it, it's also an expensive shipyard. You're gonna invest quite a lot into your ships that are not gonna go into soldiers, which I think this map isn't a rush map, with soldiers at least. So you might be fine with that, but yeah, it's preferably, like best case, you'd get some seas across the map and scout the enemy's land and see if they are building a shipyard, so you can adjust the amount of resources you spend in ships, because otherwise it gets quite expensive quite fast. Yeah, we'll see what his plan is with that. Maybe he's building a 7th sawmill just for ships.
He is actually building a 7th one. It's to the top right of the big temple, or above the stone cutter.
And to
so
answer...
a little bit more wood income, but we cannot forget that now at least one sawmill is completely producing for the shipyard only. So effectively, he will still be on 6, which is not much, but we also cannot forget that he isn't really able to build so many mines, so where do you actually want to spend your wood on?
Yeah. Are you talking about a 7th sawmill? Am I blind?
Okay, now we are losing our silent blind passenger.
Yeah, exactly. There's somebody spectating that isn't even participating in any cast or anything like that, so there's not gonna be a reload for that.
I joined right now. It's a King Cat map. Hell no, it's not. I really, really want to make the point that this is not my map. I'm not responsible for this. I would never do this to any player in this tournament. Unless I have to do maps for the finals, and Slayer and Banzai are playing in the finals, then I will absolutely do such a map.
Yeah, we can like get a committee of people that hate Slayer and Banzai to make the maps.
Oh boy. We took it all personal over the last few years. Committee.
Yeah, but that's sadly also not gonna be fully getting the worst possible maps, because sadly there are some rules about making the maps. Yeah, that's the issue. That you'd also love it. There. And I know even Yaktiga wouldn't be that mad about it.
Pathways towards the enemy, that's kind of what Banzai would want to have. And we need more sneaky ways. But yeah, so the Roman player seems to have a very stable fish income now, like a lot of well-placed fishers, so he should be fine with his fish for a very long time, I feel like.
Yeah, they are coast fishers that aren't even placed right next to each other, so they'll be good to go for literal ages. They won't run out of fish nearly as fast as your river fisher would, and the river fisher usually also already take quite a while to run out of fish. And then they're also really close to the stone storage. The stone storage is close to the mountain, which helps the fish that is actually going to gold mines get there quicker. It also helps the stone to get quicker to your heavy industry. So I generally really like this placement of all of that together. Yeah, I think the stones are actually probably better this way. Yeah, it's also now what are those small buildings that he's placing at the north coast on the peninsula there?
Fishers and houses?
Oh wait, there's a hole in between. I thought there were 3 buildings there, 2 fishers. Yeah. I thought this was like 3 buildings right next to each other, and I was like, why is he building 3? I don't think these are 3 fishes, but yeah, 2 fishes.
Yeah, so...
I also see some barracks
basically
already pre-placed.
Exactly, barracks coming up. Basically, Lemon looks to be finished with the northern side of his starting area, and now he's moving down, and he would actually be able to place a lot of heavy industry right now, because he has stone, he has wood, but he doesn't really have too many mines, so he kind of has to be careful. He only now gets access to this huge coal field on the top left side, so he should place all the mines available over there. But yeah, he only has 2 coal mines to work with now, so I think he placed 1 more iron smelter, then I think it's a weaponsmith. But yeah, he probably has to think about something else to build in the meantime. Like maybe you try or you place some more vineyards in, for example, this area. Maybe you make some more fishers, or I don't know, maybe two more farms, bakery or something. I don't know, but you can't really build heavy industry because it wouldn't be running anyway.
Yeah. I personally also like the investment into sieves. I'm not sure if they actually do something if you're only gonna fight with a bowman army, but I have good experience with backpack catapulters and sieves nowadays. So just making a few more houses, making sieves, crushing the houses, rebuilding them would be a play that I'd not be against, but yeah, the moment you have your mines and you can actually build heavy industry, I definitely would agree you should still go for that.
Yeah, over here your wish is kind of granted. We see a small troop of thieves making their way towards the enemy. They will probably take 10 more minutes until they get there.
I think I've seen some more thieves here at the bottom. There's some more. I think he probably is or sent 5 thieves to all axes. Numbers aren't quite it with the 5 that I said. I think it's 4 to the top and 4 to the bottom, 4 in the back and 2 up front, and then I'm still missing 1, so I don't have the clue where the last one is.
Yeah, they're gonna find him. So yeah,
it's a
looks decent, but yeah, I'm kind of worried about the coal situation. Let's see with kleinerchris.
Exactly.
At least he is on 3 coal mines so far and a 4th, but at the snow on the top. But I don't expect that mine to perform too well. He was actually able to tower his way across the left-hand side of the map.
Yeah, very nicely,
which is good. But what I don't like is that he didn't place so many coals on the huge coal field.
Yeah,
there's only
I
one so
already disliked that when I watched Lemon place them, that he only placed 2 on it. I was like, minimum 3, if not even more. And
I think he wants to wait for the tower. And
then I'm watching kleinerchris only place 1. I don't know. Like...
Yeah, I mean, both of them are not Trojan mains, so they never felt the urge to place all coal mines you can place in this area, because it's probably the last coal you're ever going to see in this game.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'm looking at that and I'm like, I can place minimum 3 normal running coal mines. That's just banger. Like, I like the coal mines I'm usually looking away from are the coal mines that wouldn't be normal. But in that case, they would be normal, so I literally don't understand why you wouldn't place them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Things are how they are. They wanted to have that 100, or like kleinerchris wanted to have that 100% running coal mine that is still not gonna carry his entire industry. But that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he would still be able to place 2 very good coal mines towards the right of it, like the top right and bottom right side, and maybe even on between the coal mine and the gold mine, you can justify placing 1 more in there. No, it doesn't look too good, but it should still probably perform like a normal one.
It should be good enough that, like, if you're in a coal dire situation, you should build that for sure.
Yeah. Regarding stone mines, he's on 3 so far. I don't think those were double stone mines, so
Yes.
3 is fine. But he also seems to be he wants to do at least one stone to iron spell because he has a stone storage over there. So in that case, 3 is probably not really enough to go into a longer game. Like in my opinion, you at least need 4 with your, I don't know, 8 sawmills, or how many does he have? Yeah, I think he has 8. So yeah, I would be more comfortable if you would build another one. But then he also needs the bread production for it, which he actually doesn't have because he's only on 6 farms.
I mean, I'm expecting him to not really go into stone to iron for a long time. I'm just like maybe a first spell to get tools ready, weapons ready, to get your hunters ready. But we'll see if he wants to go for some more. I don't think it would be the play, but maybe.
Yeah, he also can't go for more. Like he will at maximum get to the first spell over here, and I'm not even sure if he even should do that because yeah, I can see his stone income go downwards very fast. Because let's face it, the stone field is nearly empty. I think it's not more than like, let's say 20 stones he's getting out of there.
Yep.
And yeah, 20 stones is like 5 heavy industry buildings for Viking, which can be placed kind of fast. And then he's already on 3 stone mines for the foreseeable time. So yeah, in my opinion, you shouldn't even convert those if you even can. And I mean, he had the double iron mine at the beginning, so
yeah, he didn't pre-store much iron ore, if at all. Does he already have a second iron? Yeah, does he already have a second iron smelter? He technically right now has enough stone to convert once, but let's see if he actually does. He doesn't have a large temple ready yet, so that won't happen.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have many iron mines. Like, yeah, just build them. And let's see, how much mana did he build? He has like 3 small temples, and this is also like a thing for this kind of maps. If you can't really play stone to iron as much, then I think you can always think about starting with like only 1 mana production row at the beginning to go into your temple very fast and get into the deer spell very fast, set up your iron mines, and afterwards you can then go on your 3/3 mana production. But that way it makes it that you can get access to iron as fast as, or a few minutes later than the other sieves would normally do. But then you're keeping track with them. And you don't need as much mana as you usually do because you're not spending your mana because you're not using the stone to iron spell. So with this setup, he's gonna have a lot of combat mana at peacetime. But yeah, he made his economic life a little bit harder until here. I think you can fix it by just starting with one fast mana production and then adding number 2 and 3 a little bit later.
Yeah, I actually think that sounds like a pretty damn good idea. To play this kind of map with one starting stone field, especially since yeah, you don't really need that much mana if you're aren't going for stone to iron. And after that you have like infinite iron, which still is an advantage against other sieves.
Yeah. Also, one thing the Viking player would probably want to have now is infinite settlers, which he probably doesn't have. So, lack of settlers confirmed, I think. And we can also imagine that we are gonna get a little bit of a traffic problem.
I am already seeing that. I have an eye on it. I think so far it's not actually like, I think they just look, it just looks bad. I think everything is getting through. Nothing is fully stuck. Only part I'm concerned about is the gold smelter and weaponsmith at the bottom. I think there's actually like a tiny spot where things could get stuck in, but right now I think things are going through relatively smoothly, if you can still say that.
Yeah, but also all these heavy industry buildings haven't fully started running yet.
Yeah.
So I think this is only gonna get worse, and I think it's not good for foreseeing with this kind of area to build your heavy industry on this peninsula, because it's
you want to instead build it like along the mountain instead of on the peninsula, where you then have them all wanting to go right around these tiny parts of the shoreline. One thing settlers shortage-wise, I think he has one large house producing right next to a large temple, and 2 more that theoretically should come up. Practically, they're obviously not yet done. And I think any houses in the back he placed, all of them are done producing. Which I am also surprised, because I just realized that he already has 5 large houses that he placed on the back. And he doesn't have enough settlers right now. But he just didn't place as many medium houses as most of the players would.
Yeah, it's also a kind of map where you need a lot of settlers, because your sawmills are very far away in the starting area while you're building in the middle of the map. So we can also see on the other side that Lemon is in the same lack of settlers right now. At least he had he has 1 medium house finishing up right now. 2 big houses are coming, but yeah, he's also struggling at the moment.
Yeah. I also want to say that it's not just your sawmills that take wood that's taking quite a while. Also, your food eco is completely out of place. Also your bread will take ages to get to your mountain, and for Lemon also the meat will take ages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think both players would kind of also already want to be on 500 settlers for this one.
Yes.
Even though there are not many ores available.
Yeah, you feel like you have nothing placed, but the settlers also are running for miles. They aren't carrying multiple things. They're carrying one thing, and they're carrying that for the entire match, essentially. A couple of minutes. Yeah, I must say both players technically have lots of heavy industry standing, and practically both players don't have heavy industry working. Always a lovely sight seeing heavy industry standing and fully standing, not working. I saw just a few settlers standing for Lemon just now, but they are now already not standing anymore, so maybe he turned something off that he now turned on again. Maybe he just casted fish to stone, because I just see lots of stone right next to his fish storage. Not quite sure.
Yeah. It will be quite interesting, because now that he doesn't have settlers, he can't put more fish into his stone storage, but he's very dependent on very steady stone income that way, because he's he's expanding in the south towards the next stone field, so maybe at peacetime he has that set up and can stop relying on fish, but I feel like both players, it will be very open now what is gonna happen in the game, because both players are delaying themselves very much now. It's not really foreseeable who will get out better from the situation. I feel like kleinerchris is gonna end up faster out of his lack of settlers, and then he has Viking running heavy industry, which is probably a bit nicer, while I don't see Lemon having enough coal still for what he already built.
I definitely agree. kleinerchris probably will get out faster. He finished 3 medium houses, 2 large houses. That should be lots of settler production. He currently has already more. But I think even Lemon isn't gonna take too much longer in the settlers shortage, as he has plenty of medium houses finishing up. 1 large house that did just finish up, and 1 large house that literally needs 1 single resource. That hopefully shouldn't take too much longer. I feel like he currently is also actively overcompensating with the settlers quite a lot. Although you might be able to say that it isn't even overcompensating, considering how much heavy industry he already has standing.
Yeah, I mean, he will have to start his storages again, which is probably take 40 more settlers for all the gold ore. Then he needs to start his fish storage again, which is also 64 settlers immediately. So we can still get plus 100 free settlers, start all the storages again, and be back in lack of settlers again. So there's a lot of stuff yet to be carried in the settlement.
Yeah, this actually, like, I mean, I was saying that he should be out of it quite soon, and like looking at it again, I don't think so. You kind of convinced me otherwise. How does the meat situation look so far, or iron situation in general, I guess? Because I know we have 2 iron mines for kleinerchris, and still no meat. Okay, he did now just cast some deers, and hunters are there. But I think we are in a chronic lack of iron mines right now. Iron smelters seem to be also lacking. So yeah, those weaponsmiths won't really actively be running. And I think he did notice that he shouldn't convert his stone to iron because he just did it. Unfortunate. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we all know you're not the Viking main. It happens.
I was like, because he casted the deers, you know, and he already has the hunters. Like, surely he won't do stone iron anymore, but nope. None of the stone cutters are working anymore. And 3 stone mines are all what he has for his sawmills to work with. We see if that's gonna be enough. He still has a tiny bit of stone stored up. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, maybe he will barely make it through. At least he reached the top stone field. Okay, now we are lagging pretty hard. Okay, let's hope it gets better soon. So yeah, at least 1 stone cutter coming up there. Tower is gonna finish, and then he would be able to place like 3 more. So stone income would be fine, but as I said, it will be very hard to incorporate those stones which will get brought into the system from this top stone field, because basically every building which needs 1 stone of those stone cutters will basically be 5 minutes delayed until it's finished, and yeah, that's not good.
And players are complaining about it being unplayable with this kind of lag, which is very understandable. There might be a reload at next save. Yeah, I wanted to say that I feel like kleinerchris should start recruiting now. His barracks storages are pretty close to full right now. And
I was waiting for Agros.
I was waiting for kleinerchris. Oh, it's me. That doesn't sound good. Okay, we might want to take that next save as an opportunity for me to check my internet and talk to my family, probably doing some stuff right now that they probably shouldn't be doing right now. Alternative would be for me to just sit up, give you some screen time here, and you can talk about something.
If you tell me where your screen is heading to.
What do you want to talk about? About Lemon or about kleinerchris?
I have completely no idea.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna spectate Lemon to see when he gets out of the settlers shortage fully. I see some standing. Yes, it's 600 settlers now. Yeah,
alright.
My screen at like
zoom out as far as possible, and then I will make something from it.
You have pretty much entire settlement, and I'll be short away trying to figure out if I can get that internet running correctly.
Right, so yeah, Lemon, as you said, is out of his lack of settlers. Let's check. I think the storages are not fully... I don't know, the fish storage at least seems to be running again. So new fish is coming in. Fortunately, it's not too big of a problem because a lot of stacks of stones are still lying around. So yeah, there was no permanent damage done by the lack of settlers in that way. He also made a second storage on the peninsula, so if he wants to, he can really up his the stones he has available to himself very fast. A few gold mines are still full, but I think also even those ones are getting put into storages now. So yeah, looks good now again. A lot of settlers are around. Only problem for him now is that no barracks has finished up yet, but I think that is also fixed now because the last plank had been delivered. And thus he can start recruiting any second now. But yeah, now is the question how to set up yourself. You play against Vikings, so you probably want to place a lot of towers here to not fall prey to a summer play. And we also have to consider the coast situation. So even if you build towers, you can't really build them too close to the coast. So yeah, maybe he wants to crush the medium house above his barracks and place some towers in that area, as they should be safe from the coast.
Back.
And yeah.
I think the game right now is running well. Nothing was on my side the issue. At least nobody in my family did anything. So, I don't know. Things are running better. Apparently.
Yeah, I also think nobody wrote anything here since, I don't know, like shortly after you left, it seemed to be normal again.
I mean, there's still a few lags here and there. They're not perfect. So you've talked about small towers. I agree. You want lots of small towers against Viking. Make sure there's not a Soul Thammer just killing your... just winning the game.
Yeah. Now it's basically placing towers in front of the barracks, which is... I mean, the space is there, but it's not really optimal, but yeah, it's probably fine.
I think he could place some small towers, like he could scatter some small towers around the barracks. It's personally something that I kind of like in that kind of case, because then it's like, no matter from which side the priest comes, the priest won't be able to immediately get all towers. Has to walk through the barracks. Yeah, we're seeing a ferry now being built by Lemon. I don't think there was a single ship built before that. But now we're seeing a ferry. Yeah,
I mean, he also doesn't have ammunition, so I guess it's okay. And maybe the ammunition is coming now with the left building of the shipyard.
I have zero clue how the ammunition...
I can't really tell from the construction shoveling side how the ammunition hut would look like, but
yeah, me neither.
I don't see what else it would be, so I guess it's that.
Probably. You know what would be funny? I just realized you technically could also make a war machine and put that into your ferry.
You can do that?
You can do that, yeah.
That's insane. Why is nobody doing that?
I don't think it's the best play, but technically play that exists.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it from now
on. Nice. Okay, let's have a look at kleinerchris, because I'm seeing on the minimap that he's been recruiting now.
Yeah.
I like to see that, but we also see that the storages are now fully empty and there's nothing really in there anymore. Because his industry isn't really running. Because there's a lack of iron, probably. And coal and gold, maybe? I don't know. Coal looks good, actually.
Yeah, coal is good. Iron could be better. And yeah, gold smelters are running. I think he will need a little bit of time until he gets rid of his storages. But he seems to be in a place where at least storages don't get much fuller. So... he's still able to place a lot more heavy industry. I'm just wondering if his stone can keep up with it, because yeah, now it's this exciting phase of the game where he only has the 3 stone mines, which I don't consider enough for the moment. But yeah,
I'm
hopefully
hoping it's like on the edge enough where buildings are just barely finishing in time. But we'll see if that's the case.
That's probably also maybe a good idea to switch back into medium houses here, because
so I just want to mention he has 4 stone mines now, although one of the stone mines doesn't have a worker yet. It's the bottom mountain.
Okay, that's nice. That will help out a lot. But yeah, medium houses can sometimes help here, because they, like per settlers, they cost nearly as much stone as the big houses, or vice versa. So stone-wise, it doesn't really matter. Only the difference in wood is a lot bigger. But this enables you to not spend like 10 stones on one building until you get something out of it, but only 4. And yeah, that way you can probably keep your desired number of settlers a bit easier without having to invest upfront too many stones for it.
Yeah, but why did he cast a flower field onto the forest on the right?
Probably because he wants space.
But why would you want space in an area that you don't even have conquered? Like, you don't have the space. It's not your space yet.
Well, he's building a tower, so it is gonna be his space. But yeah, maybe he also wants to make fast beekeepers in that area, which would be a power play. I'm not sure if it's completely worth it to do so, but it is a play, I guess.
I mean, if you're wanting to get space and then use the space you got with the beekeepers, I think that would be very nice. But then again, also, why didn't you just build some lumberjacks there and get rid of the forest that way? I'm always like thinking, if I have to use mana to get rid of the forest, the stone, or whatever, then I already failed. I'm trying to get rid of the forest. Then again,
he has a lot of mana to spare, since he
went
very heavily into mana without having to spend it economically.
But combat mana would be nice to have, and maybe he's gonna build a war machine or warship at some point. Not yet that I'm seeing it, but I'm saying.
Yeah,
actually, is he building towers at the back? I think he's building towers at the back. Like right at the coast.
Building watchtowers at the back.
Oh, you think those are watchtowers? Or you know?
It's definitely a watchtower.
Okay. Then that's actually amazing, because I was thinking if it's normal towers, he's literally screwed. Because the ferry will come in and take the tower, and then he loses not crazy amounts of eco from where they're standing, but he would lose eco.
Yeah, it's very amazing. Now you can see the ferries coming in, or you can see the warships coming in and then shooting everything down like 30 seconds earlier.
Nice.
So, yeah, I would still
I think for the ferries it's actually really nice, but the warships it's like... Oh, now you see a warship comes in and now you're not gonna do anything about it anyways.
Yeah, I mean it's like... I mean, he realized that water can be a danger here, but he is kind of coping with, let me just make watchtowers and have an eye on it. But the real danger are warships here killing all your buildings on the coast, and
killing your coast buildings.
This is not the right answer. Yeah. And in that sense, like going for 1 or 2 warships and place them over here and over here, that is what would actually make him safe.
Yes. Very much agreed. And if you really want to be safe, you put one at the very bottom as well. Yeah, warships would be the best defense against ships, and also an amazing offense if you see the enemy doesn't have too many and you can just go through doing some eco damage. Very nice thing to have. Yeah, and I think like eco damage on like both players have quite some buildings on the coast, and I think actually like for Lemon it's like fish is immediately just gone, but also relatively expensive to destroy all of those fishes. But still, fish would be gone. I think for kleinerchris, fish looks actually quite a lot better in those terms. I have zero clue where he has. Oh, there he is. The only. He's like 6 fishers, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but at least 2 of them aren't reachable by the warship. Which for Lemon, I think. Oh, for Lemon actually, lots of them aren't reachable either. I think 6 of them aren't reachable for Lemon, but all of the rest are reachable, and all of them are like needed.
Yeah, at least for now, but soon he will be at the stone field, so he can breathe a little bit in that regard and build up some mana count for fighting purposes.
I guess that is a way to play this map, just not build your buildings at the coast and be fine. Build your fishes in a place where they're safe, which that exists on this map actually. You can also build a few on your river technically.
There's the huge inside lakes which you can just take, so yeah, you're probably losing some economic buildings, but you should be able to replace that eventually. But yeah, there are definitely some bay areas where a lot of buildings are gonna go down, which won't feel nice. But yeah, one thing we haven't really talked about is that peacetime is over for a little bit now.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, both players are, yeah, it's kind of a low soldier amount kind of game. We can see the makings of moves on the bottom side. Both players have swords standing around in that area, but nobody crossed the other side yet. And I think all the pathways are kind of controlled. I see at least Lemon has thieves everywhere.
There's plenty of thieves at the top path somehow. Quite a lot. Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. Like, kleinerchris is probably building a big tower at his barracks right now. But if you would imagine like 1 or 2 level 3 swords coming from the top side and ulting straight towards the start tower, there's like nothing he could do to that.
He just loses,
the main army wouldn't even reach it in time anymore. So yeah, he is kind of very certain that nothing is going to happen to his star tower.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully his big tower at the barracks is going to finish up soon.
Yeah, and I mean, considering that Lemon also has a ferry that he isn't using, but he has a ferry, he could also just come in with a ferry and drop some soldiers like from the back onto the starting tower.
Yeah. I think, okay, Lemon made the ammunition hut and the storage. I think the storage is supposed to be for ammunition later on, but that's a thing I kind of don't like as Roman players, because as a Roman player, I really want every warship to not have more than their 8 ammunition on board anyway. Because yeah, in direct combat, the ships will die anyway. So if it dies, you want it to die with as few ammunition shots stored as possible. Yes. And if it doesn't die, you have your 8 ammunition. And I don't know how the balance is, but with 8 ammunition, you can kill so many buildings still until it runs out.
It's 16 shots. You get 2 shots per 1 ammunition, and 16 shots is plenty. And if you see, okay, the enemy now, like the enemy doesn't have anything. You can also, you can either build more ships to kind of cycle through, or the other option is to only then build your storage. But I definitely think you shouldn't have a storage to store your ammunition for the simple sake that you will have way too much ammunition and stone just wasted into the nothing.
Exactly, and I feel like 8 ammunition per ship is basically perfect. And yeah, now Lemon dropped out of the game, we have to restart. So in my opinion, 8 ammunition is perfect because it's enough for fighting on water, and then it's also enough to pick up the leftover buildings at the coast once you won the fight. And yeah, that's why I want one ammunition maker at the shipyard. Then it lies full for all the time until a ship gets finished. It gets released onto water and picks up the 8 ammunition. In that moment you micro it away, so it won't get any more ammunition. And yeah, then it repeats. Like next ship finishes, picks up the 8, and then you move it away. And so you get all your ship with 8 and haven't spent too much stone for anything.
And yeah, I very much agree. I'm already like with ammunition, it's like even on the other civs. Like there you don't have the issue that your ships are just always gonna die, no matter what you're doing essentially, but you still have the issue that like in those cases the ammunition is so expensive. Investing
Is the
so
lobby actually open? Alright. Jagdtiger saying that Lemon is completely stone rip. Yeah, it's quite possible that this is kind of the followings of his lack of settlers, where he lost a lot of time on working fishers. So he may have lost like 100 stones at least in that time frame. And yeah, it can be hard to catch up. And now we also have to remember that
lobby is open
even
again.
though his starting fishers were very much insane, eventually they will have to walk their ways. And
Okay, so a little bit unfortunate, but I'll be raiding you over to King Cat. As the streams continue there, as somehow I cannot join the lobby anymore, as Settlers 4 is just a stupid game. I'll be still probably trying to be casting in some sort of way with him there, but it'll probably be more King Cat cast now than a me cast, as I can participate that nicely. From that side. So, yeah, I'm raiding you over. Have a great time with King Cat stream.
yo. Yeah, today we are international. We are continuing the RIP and GG stream from Agros from this point on. But he's still with us, co-casting with me via Discord stream. But yeah, let's see how great we can make it happen. So at least we didn't lose too much time, and hopefully we can get back in. All right. Yeah, so I think last thing we discussed or chat brought up was the stone situation with Lemon. We see that the one storage is kind of empty for now. He can convert his second one, which seems to be full. Fish at Fisher seems to be kind of scarce though. Let's look how far guys are walking. It's not too bad, but yeah, they are still walking a little bit. But yeah, he made it to the next stone field and would be able to place some stone cutters. So I think if he places them now, he should probably be fine with stones. In the meantime, the soldiers in the bottom side are still just standing around idly. And on the top side, we have a lot of thieves ready. Maybe he wants to steal something. But I think not much is available here, apart from this tower, which would be a great steal. Yeah, I guess he wants to build some more farms. Let's see. One more farm coming up here and also expanding in this area, probably to fill it more up with farms. But yeah, we can see the outlines of his lack of stone. Watchtowers are not getting finished up. So here, one stone missing. And yeah, this fourth stone mine is probably gonna help. And what is this? I think this could be a shipyard, actually. How many planks is this? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of small. I remember. I would also be pretty confident that this is not a single beautification object at the coast. So yeah, I would expect this to be for ships, but let's check out. These guys here are here, and yeah, we cannot really see how much ammunition is on it. They also seem to be the only. Okay, one more is getting built now, so that's gonna continue. True, but still no action with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like at the moment, fights should go very heavily in his favor because he has a lot more combat mana available for himself, and yeah, I think it's kind of dangerous for Lemon to hang out here. He's also spotted by this thief over his army, so yeah. Uh, wait a second. People weren't able to hear you. Okay, I hope now they can hear you. Yeah, that's because the setup here is rushed. Okay.
Yeah, two all of a sudden, but yeah, no. Yeah, I was just now saying that I feel like they should be trying to, or kleinerchris should be trying to attack right now. He sees that there's like not really like there's less army than what he has at the front there.
Yeah, but does he actually see it? Like he has a thief behind, which is always nice, but he can't really tell how much soldiers are on the bottom side here towards the coast. So for all he knows, that could be full of soldiers. He also doesn't know how much mana is available to his opponent. So
yeah, I think mana is like the one thing he really doesn't know about, and the one thing he might be concerned about. But then I feel like you have 140 mana yourself. I at least wouldn't be that concerned about combat mana of the Romans if you have that much yourself. And this map was pretty bad, but yeah, I guess he just doesn't feel comfortable with it, especially the mana. And it is true that he doesn't see it so fully that he knows that there's literally nothing else around it. But moving the sieve a little bit could give you that intel as well.
yeah. One thing I'm probably not too happy about is that kleinerchris isn't going for X-Men as much, because that's kind of the unit Romans struggle to deal with. And yeah, in this kind of situations where bows are shooting bows, but the Roman can have his shields and medics behind it, that's basically like the perfect scenario. But in the same situation, like if this ball of Roman soldiers would get rushed by, let's say, 200 X-Men and 60 swordmen with blood rush and all sorts of other combat spells, then the Roman player would get obliterated in this position. And yeah, I feel like it's always a good idea in 1v1 to open a little bit with a melee unit force, and only later on maybe transition into bowman. But you have to make the life for the Roman a little bit harder, because in this way the Roman is just allowed to perfectly scale into a fine situation, because he can just control this pathway with bowmen, and as long as the numbers will grow and the numbers of medics behind that will grow, the Roman player is basically winning.
Yep. Something I wanted to just say as well, that like this map is made for Romans. You have these tiny paths where you can easily just fill with bowmen, put your medics behind it, and you just win.
Mhm. So yeah, yeah, doesn't. Okay, some axes are getting made now, so that's nice. Let's see if he will go up to a substantial amount for them. The starting tower is finally crushed for
Nice.
Kleiner Chris, so he's safe as that. Even though the medium tower at the barracks still hasn't finished up yet, like it's in build for like 15 minutes now. If I would guess, it's like the last one or two
Well,
stones which are missing, and
yeah.
that's why it's not finished yet.
I think it's only one stone that's missing, like one resource that's missing there. Only thing I'm wondering now, where is this other tower then?
Yeah, to the right of the
Hmm.
medium tower.
Yeah, I guess that's good enough. Better than your starting tower.
Yeah. So on the top side, nothing has happened either. So Lemon is kind of
But
guarding every pathway, but also not really advancing over it, which I'm a little bit surprised. Like, I think if you have the possibility, always try to sneak a few swords around, because more more likely than not, you will find some damage. And even if you only farm all the level 1 soldiers, you find it still puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to keep track with everything you're sending, and eventually you're gonna slip up.
the shipyard you just showed did indeed finish, and it was a shipyard. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, can we look at the heavy industry for a tiny bit? And the situation of how much there's actually standing for both players and how much like production is actually working as well. Because right now, kleinerchris, I'd say, is in the lead in terms of soldiers and mana. And I'm curious if that's gonna stay that way. We have like 8 weaponsmiths here on screen, 9 weaponsmiths on screen,
Yeah.
and a good chunk of gold smelters, but I don't think enough for 9 weaponsmiths, considering that we're also seeing a 10th weaponsmith come up at the bottom, and an 11th apparently.
Yeah, we also have some more buildings in this
Hmm.
area, even though I think these are all medium houses. So no goldsmithers
Yeah.
here, but you're right. It's not enough goldsmithers for this, but it also looks like that, yeah, for now, there's not much gold
Mhm.
ore available for the players anyway. But
Yeah.
we have
Going to the
expansion to this
bottom
mountain.
mountain here already. How far is Lemon? Still takes a while to get there.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a plus point for Kleiner Chris, that he's a little bit faster in that direction. What about this one? It's also getting here with pioneers will still take a while. Lemon has geologized this mountain and he's slowly towering down here, but I think he has to place a tower in the forest and then needs like 1 and 2 more till he can take anything, but no gold to be had immediately here. We have double gold mine down here, but then the next gold mines are a little bit further away. But a double stone mine, which will come in handy on this map, and even another double stone mine. So actually could be quite important, this mountain.
Yep, double stone mines can carry your game very easily.
Especially on this map, since
Yes.
next stone field is kind of hidden in the corner. But on the other hand, this one is in reach now, and then this other one.
And we did just see a warship start moving across.
Hmm.
Are the ferries still at home?
I think so.
Yeah, they're still at home. Second warship done.
And yeah, for Lemon, we can see that, yeah, weapons seem to be a problem for now. Think, yeah, iron smelters are not really working.
Yeah, he's missing coal for the iron smelters, and how much like weaponsmiths, like weapon production does he have in total, anyways?
Yeah,
Mhm.
enjoy counting this. I will give you the chance.
This is disgusting way. Like, why do you build it like that?
Yeah, why can't you build like Wurkenkrieger? It's like one look, and you know how
Yeah,
many of each building people are
but
he's having.
I think it's 11.
Okay, that's fair
Um,
enough.
that would be the same count as Kleinerchris' count. But yeah, right now the iron smelters aren't working. Where was kind of Chris's heavy industry working? I wasn't paying too much attention to the whole situation there.
I think it was mostly working, but yeah, iron bars was a little bit of a problem, which seems to be persistent. So yeah,
Yes.
you probably need some more coal and iron mines for this to work stable. And
Yeah,
he
maybe it's
also
also
needs
just the iron smelters,
settlers.
because honestly, the iron smelters don't look that many. Now there are like lots of in place there. Yeah, I feel like it's more the iron smelters that are missing, because at least the iron smelters that I can see all have coal and iron.
Yeah, but it's kind of thin, like only 2, 3
Yeah, for sure.
coals, 0 iron. Not good. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a lack of settlers at the moment. 607
Hmm,
settlers, that's not much
that's nothing.
for this
Like
kind of
for
map
this
as
map,
well.
yeah, for this kind of map, it's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, 150 settlers coming out of these medium houses. But apart from that, it's probably taking a while until he can make some big jumps again.
Oh, that one large house has one stone. Oh wait, what? Is that stone laying in front of it, but the house is finished?
Um, shouldn't be. I mean, we can see, or maybe this could belong. No,
That's
here
I think
we.
from the other.
Yeah,
Oh, but there we
this.
see it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's for that house. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I feel like you need like 10, 15 medium houses somewhere to get up, because this will take a lot of time until it is finished. Because first you need all the wood, and the wood is coming from back here, and then you need all the last 2 stones, and the last 2 stones are coming from up here. So these houses can be finished in 10 minutes, like in the worst case. And yeah, you need settlers earlier.
Yeah, Lemon now has control over that initial like straight pathway to the enemy. Like
Hmm.
you won't be able to push through that easily at all anymore.
At
You know
least
what I'd
with
like now?
archers.
Yeah, not with archers. Even with melee units, this is a rough place to go through.
Oh, well,
Like
I mean, axes just move forward, you bloodrush them, and then good things are gonna happen to you. That's kind of
yeah, but
straightforward.
even Axes fight way better if they are able to get a concave on the enemy. They do like yes, it probably works better, at least in these numbers still, than Bowman would. But if we just get like a few hundred soldiers more there, I don't think Axes, swords, whatever melee unit, even like also swords and backpack catapulters just wouldn't be fighting well here anymore.
Yeah, definitely if the numbers get too high, you are right. But yeah, let's see. Maybe it's not the plan. Let's see what's happening at the coast. I think Lemon built some mills at the coast, so no shipyards for ferries in this area, and same goes for kleinerchris. So this kind of element to use this lake for flanking transportation is not gonna get used for now. So yeah, it can very well be that the game will slow down a lot, because attacking can be kind of hard. Like
Huge power play on this map. You know how invisible swordsmen are really good because they can get to their enemy without getting hit.
Mhm.
What about Axe warriors that have a decoy ferry in front of them and then are on another ferry that then just drops off the Axe warriors inside the enemies?
Oh boy. As long as your ferry doesn't get one shot and you lose all your soldiers.
I'm pretty sure if you have a decoy ferry in front of it, that ferry will die, but the second ferry probably should get through.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's probably not a play I would be willing to do, because I would be very afraid to lose my ship and lose my 50 soldiers. But
Yeah, I mean, if you lose it and you just lose all your soldiers for nothing, that would really hurt.
yeah, so yeah, Lack of Settlers is still staying with kleinerchris, and I'm also pretty sure that it will stay quite a bit longer, because, in my opinion, there are not enough medium houses
Yeah.
built for the moment. And yeah, Lemon overtook him with soldiers now from being like 40 behind. He's now 40 soldiers up, and he will be able to recruit a lot more. The coal situation doesn't look too good though, because yeah, iron smelters are still a little bit lacking, and even the gold smelters are kind of low. Maybe you can justify switching around a little bit so the iron smelters would completely run through, because he has this 100 gold bars to spare yet. But let's see if he can even build any more coal mines here. I think they are not.
He did build. He did build a third coal mine on the coal. That's what I was talking about earlier, where they didn't place that many on. But yeah, the mountains to the exactly, that's what I'm talking about. But the mountains, yeah, towards the outside there, probably gonna be the mountains that are gonna deliver the next few mines.
Yeah, it's not too much
Whenever,
available for him, sadly. So
yeah,
maybe you can justify taking this now, like kleinerchris did earlier. But yeah, it's tough times. But yeah, let's see if he can make it where he probably has to shuffle around a little bit until he gets to other
I mean, I
mountains.
think it didn't have enough gold ore on the gold smelters either, really.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's
close.
also,
Maybe it's balanced out now that iron smelters they're getting a little bit more now, and the gold smelters aren't running full of gold ore. So maybe it's barely enough now.
we're seeing some beautifications,
Yeah, both players
some
are at
combat power.
119 now, so
Still nothing happening.
yeah, also wouldn't expect anything to happen. But yeah, we can see the outlines of what Lemon's plan was. We saw some saboteurs, or we saw them over here, and they're now on the ferry. Ah, no,
Nope,
now
they
they're
walk to
here.
the right.
Okay.
Unless they're even more and he already put some on the ferry, but how many are there? It's 10, I think, that I'm seeing. It's kind of hard to read in the screen share.
Yeah, 10 and yeah, maybe some more on the way. I have no idea. But yeah, that seems to be the play. Zabos, and he would probably also need some soldiers to guard them. Otherwise, if he drops them off in enemy land, then they can fall prey to single level 1 soldiers. So a little bit of guarding would be appreciated. Warship is just hanging around in this area, which I don't really like. Like, I feel like you want to send your first one over also to feel out if the enemy has ships. On the other side, we see kleinerchris finishing up his first ship, and yeah, this already tells us that Lemon's plan is gonna get denied, and yeah, he probably has to slam down a lot more shipyards to just stay alive in water now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one warship or like one Viking warship wins against two Roman warships if it's two 1v1s in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So very rough situation for Lemon to contest the water now.
Yeah. But yeah, depending on what happens, like this warship seems to be heading out. This one is heading back.
Back, okay.
Okay, let's
There's
see.
Thief here?
I don't
I
know.
don't see one.
Lemon once, but it was very early in the game, like 30 minutes ago, was walking up this way. But back then, no shipyard was placed here. So I have no idea if he has an inkling that ships are being made at the moment. If he does, then it's a good move to pull back, because you want to take as defensively of a fight as possible. Because that's kind of your best chance, because you lose the 1v1s against the Viking ships. So that's good, and in that case I would also like vehicle manufacturing in this area, and just get 1 or 2 machines out and put them on the coastline, so you can help out your own ships in the defense.
Very much agreed.
But yeah, Lemon has 100 more soldiers at the moment, and depending on how many beautifications he's building here, like he had 119 I think when he started, So with 2 sets, you would get 132. If we only build one, then it would have been useless because he's not gonna get anything out of that. But yeah, we're gonna find out where he's ending up. Think looks more like only 1 set for me. We have somewhere else
Yeah, I think he
something.
also started that one set before he was at 119.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if like some of them already finished to get him to 119, or if he just built other buildings in the meantime and got to 119, so it was useless at that point. But he has the gold bars overflowing anyway, so I think it's a smart play nonetheless.
yeah. But if he could afford it, he should definitely go for the
Yeah,
second one now.
I think now when your first one is kind of roughly being finished, there's no reason not to place the second one. I can see why you wouldn't want to build it immediately, because you're like, I kind of want to make sure that my stone is fine, my settlers are fine, kind of thing. But it should be definitely getting into some more now.
Yeah,
We
and
have about like 200 more settlers for kleinerchris, and it's still not enough, I assume.
yeah, as expected. I think it was like minute 75 when we talked about these other big houses not finishing up. And yeah, we are probably gonna reach the 10 minutes later and they are still not finished up. It's very, very rough. Like, he's very dependent on Lemon not pouncing now.
Yeah. And I think, like, are his weaponsmiths and goldsmelters starting to run full as well?
Yeah, I would be surprised if anything would be running here.
Yeah, it seems like there are still
Okay,
like a
and
few
now we
weapons here
all
and there
know
being
where all the
produced,
settlers
but...
are.
Oh, lovely.
We have a gathering. And it's not Magic the Gathering what they're doing.
Sadly not. They aren't bringing all their cards with them. Instead, they're bringing planks and nothing else with them. The rest are just settlers that are wanting to move past.
What a
A
sight to
few
behold.
oars. Mostly just settlers running to pass, trying to get past.
So yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I just saw technically you could get some buildings shot down on Lemon's side on the inside lake. If you have a warship there, you could just destroy a mill, a grain farm, a few medium houses.
Yeah. I would
Not the
definitely
highest value.
appreciate it.
I think the X warriors dropped into the enemy army are a little bit more spicy, to say the very least.
Yeah. Like, X-Warriors dropping into the army is one play, but X-Warriors being dropped over here and running straight to all the towers at the barracks, that's a whole different play.
That's another play.
Like 100 X's out of here, and then Lemon may not even have a way to defend himself if he doesn't have any other towers anywhere. We know of this one in the back, but this one is also not safe when his army would be chasing enemy units, which are already in this kind of position. So
Something I think is like might be very underestimated on this kind of in this kind of situation. You're technically on the top side of the map. You're also technically the top path where water is way shorter. But just sending around, like being like, okay, I go all in on just killing him with that kind of play. Sending around 3 ferries with swords or axes or whatever around the bottom side. I think barely anybody will ever put a warship there or anything, and you usually would just get past and not be scouted.
yeah, Lemon has
Oh,
an
wow.
idea. He has a ship over here, but it's a little bit misplaced.
Yeah, I agree. It's barely misplaced.
And another one over here, but that is
Oh,
also kind of misplaced. Like, could sneak by this way, could sneak by this way. So, yeah, but...
it's interesting. Lemon did see. I thought we only saw Lemon's ships go up to the north, but apparently he did make some more that we didn't notice go to the south.
now
Or at least I
imagine all these ships would just converge in this area, just shoot down the shipyard, and then feast on all the buildings.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an insane amount.
um,
So much to gain here.
but yeah, at least kleinerchris does have settlers again, which is
Yes,
good
true.
news. So recruiting can start again. Let's
How
see.
about the How about the traffic conjunction there?
Yeah,
The
we
Fisher
made
was
some
crushed.
space. That's good. But yeah, Lemon has a lead of roughly 140 soldiers at the moment. We don't have an overlay available for us now, but I would guess that not more than 50 soldiers will come out of this. So
Are the weapons from the weaponsmiths already all taken, or there's still some laying on them?
no, they are taken.
They are
Like
taken. Yeah.
gold ore is kind of here, and also a lot of iron bars are here. So if he wanted, he can place a few more weaponsmiths and goldsmithers and just ramp up the production and catch up that way. But yeah, I think he won't get the time for that because Lemon is moving, and he actually did build 2 sets of beautifications, and is on
131.
yeah should be on the spike or very close to it.
Yeah, it's anticipating it. Any second he wants to actually go in. Mana right now is insanely in favor of kleinerchris. If kleinerchris gets a better combat line, uses mana, I think he still wins this.
Really?
Yeah. I think only if he gets a better combat line. If he gets like a very similar combat line, then combat power medics might be able to crush this. And we have quite a lot of X warriors in here as well, which at least for the most part of the fight won't really be able to do anything. Tier 1 X warriors, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really see how you would ever get a bad concave in this kind of area. I mean, the only thing is when Lemon gets, let's say, until this point, let's say here and maybe here, then
Yeah.
Kleiner Chris can have a little bit of a concave in this area. But this is also not really much. I think medics
And then
behind
also
the bowman can hold it together
the
already.
worst combat power in the bottom area. Because the bottom is already
it's his land already. Yeah.
So that's very rough.
Yeah, so not much room to maneuver for him. So yeah, I don't really see this kind of fight going badly, even though 260 combat mana is a lot, but it's also combat mana which gets thrown onto a very small fighting area of bowmen against each other. And you use your spells, but medics behind it, they heal anything up anyway. I mean, the fears are gonna be a little bit dangerous. You can get a lot of kills from that. But the freezes probably are not too effective. But yeah.
At least not for the initial part of the fight. I do want to mention that medics were specifically nerfed for this kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of buffed in other situations, which is kind of, I feel like, what we've recently noticed, that medics kind of perform like really well now, just overall. But in this situation, they should be a little worse, as the longer the fight goes, the worse the healing gets compared to the last patch. So I am interested to see if like especially with the freezes and fears that will delay the fight into a really long fight, if that might actually make the medics not worth it enough anymore to be that usually like the game winning factor, as the medics tend to be in these kind of scenarios.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm with you that when Kleiner Chris would reach 132 as well, then I would definitely give him bigger chances. Let's try to figure out if he has beautifications anywhere placed.
Yeah, I think he has just this one set that he built, or maybe not even a full set. But because I think I saw like 3 beautifications in the entire settlement so far.
Yeah, we have some stuff over here and here, and I guess it's
one
set in this kind of area here. But yeah.
So we have like one set probably.
This one in the forest.
Yeah, and one right next to the forest as well, to the left. At the starting tower.
So yeah. But I'm kind of wondering what Lemon is now waiting for. Like, he advanced a little bit. He would have had the timing. Of course, he doesn't know if the enemy has 132. So yeah, now we are still playing the same kind of game, and also the same dangerous kind of game, because Lemon still doesn't really know if Harrys are being made over here, and suddenly 200 X-Men are landing on his flanks. And also, as Alex was writing in the chat, these kind of ships don't prevent too much. Like, they will probably prevent a ferry coming straight at you, but yeah, enemy warships will still kill you one by one. So, doesn't really give him too much safety. But over here, we may see a ship fight soon.
I think they're running straight into each other.
Yeah, and then we can learn together if the Viking ship will kill 2 Roman ships one after the other. I'm excited to
the
see.
ship is going back.
Yeah.
For some
And
odd
did
reason.
you spot something here? No, there are no thieves at the coastline over here. So
Did he spot something on the south maybe? And is pulling to the south? No, he's pulling just more outwards.
oh, but in the south we may also getting a clash. Okay, this is interesting. Like,
now I think the watchtower could see the ship.
yeah.
Like it's about to at least. I'm not 100% sure about the range, but it's like on the edge.
Yeah. And yeah, this could probably hurt a little bit if these ships just go into the bay and shoot down the beautification object. Then
Oh yeah.
he would definitely lose access to 131. Like, he's getting close. Let's see. Did he have some more beautifications, or is he just building a lot? Okay, he's building in this area a few.
Oh yeah, if that finishes up before fight emerges, that would be really huge. I think he so far only saw one of the ships, so he's now going in, assuming it's one ship, and a 1v1 he can take for sure. And the other ship is luckily just leaving. And now we see them shoot. And does Lemon react quickly enough to pull the first ship back and the second there as well?
Didn't
Doesn't
even
seem
get
that
the
way.
second shot off. Like, I think the animation for the Roman player started first, but the shot from the Viking player was kind of faster, and then the Roman player didn't even get the second shot off before.
No, the second shot the Roman player did get off because they
Did
have
he?
a faster attack speed. They already did 2 shots before the second of the Viking even happened.
Aha.
It's the third shot that you'd otherwise would also want to get. But apparently that doesn't happen. Its attack speed isn't slow enough from the Vikings to get 3 shots in 2. But yeah, considering that you have only 2 shots from the Romans, I am 100% sure that that ship would also take the other one. Now I said that, and then I'll be wrong. I know that for sure as well. But we'll see. Now we have another fight here at the bottom. And this will go the exact same way. The Roman ship gets off 2 shots, and then it's dead.
Yeah, that's balance. You love to see it. Okay, and now
Now at the top, I think that was the first shot as the Roman ship just turned around, and the second shot, and now the Roman ship is dead.
Okay, so Lemon is down 3 ships. Hasn't killed anything.
0.
But he took a tower over here. That's something.
Oh.
So, yeah, he prevents
Ninth
access to
mountain.
the next mountain.
The double stone mine, like the double stone mine mountain.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there are lots of axes here that, like, if you wait with them for long enough, they can be huge. But if you then already wasted all your mana, then you're very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Are there like tier 1 bowmen in that army in the middle? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, that must be a few tier 1s.
Yeah.
Probably not the bestest
That can
idea.
really hurt the combat line in this situation.
Yeah, so one more tower in danger in this area. Let's see. Lemon is not really here and not really there. So, yeah, I mean, regarding the mine situation, kleinerchris has the potential to pull a little bit ahead. But, yeah, I still don't really know how fighting would go out with a lot more combat mana for the Roman player at the moment. But no, for the Viking player, but the Roman player has medics behind it, so I don't really know what's going on. And yeah, now we see a shipyard over here for kleinerchris, and yeah, it's a little bit sad that it only comes in now, because if he already would be able to make ships, then I would give him very good chances for this kind of fight.
Yeah. I think with, like, if you look at this now, like, now dropping in your X's into that army, I feel like even with a decoy ship wouldn't work because there's literally so many bowmen on that coast that won't be fighting the enemy bowmen. But if it thins out to, like, maybe half of those bowmen, it's only half of that, I think at that point you probably can actually manage to drop your X-Orders literally inside the enemies.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just drop your X-Men behind the enemy army, and then you can still decide if you want to let them fight in the main fight and pincer
Yeah.
him, or
You
just
can,
do the
at minimum,
Jagdtiger
take the
and
reinforcements.
rush the barracks.
Yeah. That's also a play indeed.
So yeah.
Some more swordsmen trying to do some
Lemon
action.
pushed through here. I think like the tower snipe happened because one sword was sneaking through here. kleinerchris was standing with swords on this mountain for a very long time, but now they seem to be cleaned up. And Lemon broke through. Tower down here got crushed though, so no imminent danger. But I think there were also some Zabos over here. Okay, they're still on the mountain, so yeah. Lemon could use this timing window now to get the Zabos through, and he's moving them. So yeah, in a few minutes he can do some economic damage.
I want to mention, while Lemon has more quality on the field, kleinerchris now has more soldiers overall.
Mhm.
Is anything happening in Lemon Settlement? Like, why is he falling so far behind in terms of just soldiers? Just a huge coal issue, I think, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think.
Like, other than weaponsmiths, nothing has coal.
Yeah,
Here we
I
have
mean,
iron ore and
kleinerchris
gold
has
ore
a few
stored up
coal
in the
mines on this additional mountain, and yeah, I'm also pretty
The
sure
gold mines
he.
of the Vikings are faster as well,
Yeah, he also built,
which
for
pays off.
example, this one here. But okay, then again, he didn't build as many here.
He still has only one. Okay. And we see some swords there as well from Lemon.
Yeah,
Now
they
some X's
made their way
walking over.
through, and we get some Zabus here. So yeah, now we get some sort of multi-pronged attack. We could get it if in the middle anything happens. If nothing happens in the middle, then I think these guys. Okay, these guys will
They
beat those
just take the
guys up.
scimitar and go away again.
Yeah, and also the swordsmen here should reconsider their life choices.
Yeah. I mean, those amount of X's wouldn't win against the amount of swordsmen if the swordsmen all get up together, but yeah. Still very funny that the saboteurs just walk past.
Yeah. So
Still only one ferry.
yeah. Yeah, kleinerchris has
Not
two
ferry
ships
anymore.
moving to the north now. Lemon was falling back with a leftover ship. He has one ready at the shipyard, so he could get probably, or maybe he can get a third ship out until the fight commences, which should be enough because at least one ship should be very hurt now and only need like one shot to get killed. So that's something. Down here, this one is still alive, which only fought one, or maybe
Yeah, I
it
think so.
even. Okay, here's also one.
Maybe it fought two and the second one.
It's a ferry
yeah.
here.
Yeah, but there were two warships at the bottom. But it's still back there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was even three. So this one also killed two already, and
Maybe.
this is the third one. But yeah, not sure. I haven't kept track of it.
Situation looks very bad for Lemon right now.
Yeah, but the ways are also very long. So as I said, if a third ship comes out in time, then he can definitely push it back again. What do we have here? I think it's a sheep farm. So no war machines over here. Here we get a small new forest. I like.
Yeah, this first forest looks literally dead.
Yeah, but I feel like it's working better than I would have expected. Like there's still some areas where you can actually plant trees. Like let's see over here. I think. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
at
can I
least
get this
this is
forest? The
functional.
bottom part is working less efficiently than Lemon's bottom part of it was working. Oh, the desert was converted into some flower fields. Oh, and some bowmen. Oh, a medic inting. every non-Roman player loves to see that.
Yeah. But Lemon went up a little bit more in combat power, 142. The question is if all these beautifications are finished, which apparently are not. I'm not sure
So
if
that
these
probably
are the
will.
last ones for a set, or if he's now building them in order to get to 144 after he has like 2 or 3 sets finished now.
I feel like he is gonna, if everything finishes, he's gonna be at 144. And at that point, I think defending this is rough, to say the very least. Especially considering that kleinerchris doesn't have 144 yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Shipyard still takes some time until it can start working. So no X delivery possible for the foreseeable future. And
Also, another thing I want to mention is that so first of all, I want to mention resources used right now. If you look at it, Lemon is like crazy ahead. That makes me look at settlers. And somehow, actually, the 880 settlers are still fine for kleinerchris. Another thing, mana is now actually pretty even, like still 50 mana ahead, but 50 isn't the almost 260 mana that it was earlier.
Yeah, it's the kind of perks from getting to the stone field, not having to convert any more fish to stones anymore. Now you also got at least one double stone mine. So yeah, he was able to to store all his mana.
Building a double
And
stone mine as well.
yeah, and soon he can just fight. And yeah, what Veneric wrote in the chat is right in my opinion. He could use a few more medics in this kind of fight. And it looks like he's closing in on 144. So we are gonna start to get some action. Hallelujah.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that kleinerchris is completely getting all of the tier 1 bowmen he has out of that army and sends them in only after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise he'll just make his combat line worse, especially in the moments he's freezing or fearing. Having tier 1 bowmen instead of tier 3 bowmen trying to do DPS there is just bad. Just really bad.
Okay, now we have to fight, and I don't really like that kleinerchris took it so far up, because Lemon, I think, could have actually fought here, because he would have had this little nudge of the island available to make a concave. Now it takes a few losses. Like, it doesn't still change. I think kleinerchris can only barely fight in front of his own land. But both players are disengaging. Maybe Lemon just wanted to test a little bit because he doesn't actually have 144 yet.
Warships are not doing any work, unfortunately.
Yeah. But at least the shipyard is doing work now. So let's see if we...
Question is, what's gonna be? Is it gonna be the ferry? I'd love to see ferries.
Yeah, I mean, warships probably won't give you too much here in this situation. But yeah, 144 is officially in now, as long as he doesn't lose any buildings now, which can definitely happen. Watchtower can fall, -4 resources, and instantly 144 is gone. So yeah, we have to keep an eye on that, because here are a lot of farms available for the taking, and that can definitely kill his 144 spike.
Okay, another fight is emerging.
Yeah.
And the combat line, I think, is just barely better for kleinerchris, but we have medics. And better combat power on... Okay, we see some early freezes, don't like that. Fears would have been way better.
Yeah, it's definitely a fear fight. Because, yeah, here soldiers only have one direction, they can only move forward, and then all the additional archer lines can start shooting. And yeah, now Lemon can just cast his shields.
And now we see the fear, and we see how they are just moving forward. And I think he feared too much in one spot, because now actually many of the soldiers are able to run backwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you get like lots more of your own bowmen to fight. None of the ships are shooting anything yet. Combat power is still Now it's 145 even.
Yeah,
So very hard to
he
actually
will be
achieve
safe
anything.
now from any damage from the water.
Lots of shields. Carrying the fight as well. And yeah, still some mana for both players available.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't like that. Why does kleinerchris pull some bowman back at the bottom? Those axes won't really have a huge impact yet.
Yeah.
Like, they aren't getting in together. They're still kind of going in alone. And also, way too big of a bowman blob at the bottom. Now, what I would have liked if he actually altered forward all of those bowmen at the bottom, and he would be fighting with the same amount of bowmen as his enemy, but also axes.
Now the ship is ready. Like
Now the ferry is
if you
done.
only waited and now loaded and put them behind here, that could have
Yeah,
been
they
fight
could come
winning.
in from behind and wreck that army. Or even, if you look at the line right now, the line is thin enough that I'm pretty sure you can just drop them in the line as well. He does pull now back the X Warriors after feeding a few. He didn't feed all of them.
Mm-hmm. They can still make it happen. I think he also realizes he has the ferry and moves it in position. And yeah, the only question is if the fight can still be long enough for him to bring the X-Men over in this position. And then,
I mean, as I said, I don't think he has to bring it in back behind the army anymore. Like, the line at the top there is so thin that the ship won't die. It just won't.
yeah,
Ship getting a little bit closer. X Warriors are running. They're doing work. Using their legs.
make it in. Everyone on board.
Oh, that's gonna be really close. Used another fear. I think keeping some mana for blood rushes would have been really nice as well.
I'm not sure if he has a priest or he had a priest in there. Okay.
No, actually, he still has like 100 mana, so might actually have enough. Oh, okay, not the tick came through. Not enough anymore. Okay, now the ferry's moving. I assume all 45 units are in there, and just start spamming the drop button. Now the bowmen probably are starting to shoot. Oh, some axes are moving through themselves as well. They're dropped. Another ferry is done. I don't think that ferry is going to be used anymore.
Now only Blood Rush missing. That's like the only thing. If this was Blood Rush now, maybe one of the freezes, then I'm pretty sure he's definitely winning the fight.
Completely utter obliteration. That's what I wanted to use. But even right now, still, I think that the top flank is won with those axes. Lots of non-quality soldiers are coming now. And
after the freeze, alt forward. Yeah, and he does it. It's
amazing. kleinerchris is fighting. Like, there were some mistakes, but I just love the ferry. It just hooks me. And he wins the fight quite, yeah. That's winning a fight where you afterwards feel really comfortable and confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll check. Here's a lot of soldiers down here as well to guard his expansion. Alright, and yeah, he took a win. And yeah, but now the question is where do you go from here? I think I don't know. Like, I think there's an argument to just place down a lot of healer huts now and just heal up everything because yeah, you run danger to just feed everything back immediately into the Roman reinforcements. Like, we as casters know that
hospitals down and chill out. I think it's the best play. We see one, we see two. Just two, but yeah, healer huts are definitely very important because those axes at the top are heavily damaged. Bowmen will be heavily damaged. Lots of value from hospitals here.
Yeah, but this also means that the game basically got fully reset now. Let's check. Like, kleinerchris has a lot more level 3 soldiers left standing now. Like, quality-wise, he has 500 gold bars on the field and Lemon only 370. Let's check. There are some gold bars available though still in the storage and also gold ore at the gold smelters. But now he's only making level 2 soldiers and level 2 doesn't fare too well in these kind of small fights anymore. And yeah, I fear for
I think
Lemon.
what kleinerchris did with making tier 3 and tier 1 is just a better call here. Usually you would want to get your tier 1 bowman out of your army and have your tier 3 trade and then your tier 1. But I think tier 2 in this situation where you just need DPS, you need damage, because not all of your bowmen are fighting, you don't need that HP. You can't get a concave or anything. I think, just having the tier 3, tier 1 would be better. Wasn't perfectly handled the first time by kleinerchris, but he did manage to win with the Axis completely destroying the top flank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
who is it? Alex in the chat suggested that Lemon has a lack of settlers, which we can probably completely confirm at this point. He also has a lack of farming economy because ships are starting to deal some damage.
very minor so far, though. You were talking about lack of settlers. Like 1,200 settlers, and lack of settlers is something
Okay, that's
I
crazy.
don't think I've seen yet.
Okay, here we have a small traffic jam. We also might have a lack of barracks over here. Okay, here's a third one down here, but
But it is a settlers shortage. I don't see any like actually properly standing.
we have some houses over here. But yeah, that's rough.
It's a feeling where you're like, bro, I haven't been in that situation yet. 1,200 settlers and you're in a settlers shortage. And now we're looking at kleinerchris' settlement, and don't tell me there are standing settlers with 800.
Are there any? At least not much has stacked up at the barracks,
Seem
but
that way.
he also seems to be very deprived of settlers at the moment. But
Oh, a fight.
we get
And
another
kleinerchris
fight
is
here.
sleeping. I think this is a good choice by Lemon for the simple fact that he has so much army right now, and he doesn't give the enemy the time to heal. And the hospitals weren't ready yet. I guess he doesn't know that, but considering that the hospitals weren't ready yet, it's, I think, a good call. And the ferries, I think, are loaded with Axis again, because they are moving forward as if they are.
Okay, but does he drop off? Are you confident?
No. I don't think he is. I think he's pulling back. Or maybe he's... Now he's going past it with the Axis?
Yeah, we should see. I guess he needs Lemon to establish a combat line first, so he can know how far behind he can travel safely with the ships. What I would like to see from him is starting to make a warship on this inner pond, because he kind of has to protect his ferries. Lemon would have had the possibility to make a warship here yet, but for some reason this shipyard is stopped.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, Lemon is still trying to get out of his lack of settlers, which apparently is still gonna take a while. Don't see houses finishing here. Here are some houses getting rebuilt. But I don't really see where the settlers are supposed to come from.
I like what Slayer said in chat, that the ferries might have just been a bluff and there weren't actually any soldiers in there.
Yeah,
I think we don't see enough Axis on the field right now. There were actually quite plenty of available after the fight still, so I think there are actually X-Warriors in there. But it would also be an amazing play to just use them as a bluff, and there's nothing in them.
Yeah. And it's true. But yeah, the fact that kleinerchris has this mountain fully loaded with gold mines, while Lemon, okay, he has it now too, but now his lack of settlers,
shortage.
And it was way later until he got there.
Yeah.
And that is also a reason why the quality of soldiers is so different now. Even though, I mean, he has stuff, he just needs settlers now. And he also probably needs to rebuild a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he crushes houses to rebuild them or if he's crushing them to get some barracks, but it seems like he's wanting to rebuild them considering how many he is crushing.
Yeah, I mean, rebuild, let's say, 5 here and then try to get some barracks in this area later. And also, this barracks kind of has to move like 1 or 2 pixels more to the left, which should be possible, I think. Then at least this pathway could be good. But okay.
Issue is also if you want to rebuild barracks right now, the stuff will just be laying on the ground because there are no storages to pick it up.
Yeah, it's rough at the moment.
It might just also be a play to just straight up build more barracks in more places as well.
Yeah, but are there any places? Like the map looks pretty full for me. I mean, here would probably have been a place, but here's also some house rebuilding going on.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
So yeah, at least the number of settlers is slowly climbing. I think he had 1,200 settlers when we said he was getting into
I
it.
think it was 1,240.
Okay.
It did climb a bit, but not enough. Similar goes for kleinerchris. There, the settler count also climbed a bit, but also not enough.
And yeah, now the ferries are on the lake, and yeah, Lemon went back a little bit, which I kind of like because he knows that he's not recruiting much, and maybe he also realized that yeah, putting all these X-Men in his back, especially in this situation where he's not recruiting anything, could be possibly game-ending.
Yeah.
So
Another thing I'd now like to see from kleinerchris, like he's right now scouting with the ferries essentially. So that's a thing you can do. If you have a ferry, especially if you don't have anything loaded in it, so it doesn't like you don't lose anything if it dies. You can kind of scout with your ferry to see maybe a shipyard or whatever. See soldier movements as well, which is incredibly OP by the way. Just putting a ferry kind of on the coast and outside of the bowman range, and either the enemy has to actively walk around the water in a way that isn't in vision, or they are actually like they just take the shortest path, do their one movement click, and you exactly know where they are. Yeah.
okay, Lemon wrote something.
Yeah,
Or do
I'm
I? Or
confused
what?
about that too.
Lemon,
But
Lemon is mad about something, but not sure what happened. Let's see. Water fight
because
is coming up again.
true. Yeah. With the ferries and scouting, I wanted to mention as well, you would see the shipyard and you would be able to put your own warship in production queue now. So that is a bad engagement by Lemon. It isn't.
But he won something. First Viking ship is down.
He killed the ship.
It's amazing.
And now he's gonna get a third shot off the ship instead of only two as all the other ships, because they will both do a shot here, and then the ship is dead. Which means he will win this as well, because like both of these ships again will do 2 shots and then be dead. But the last ship will get its 2 shots of. Oh wow!
What?
Was
Okay.
that damage as well?
I didn't even see a shot coming off, but
I did see that. It was 2 shots, but I'm very surprised because it's a dead ship in 3 shots, while the ships before that weren't dead in 4 shots.
interesting.
Maybe it was damaged and we didn't notice it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
will be exciting when this warship finishes up, because then if kleinerchris isn't careful or doesn't notice it, he can lose a lot of ex-warriors in his ships. And yeah, it's really a big mistake that he didn't make at least one warship from his shipyard over here. And yeah, he may pay for that later. Let's see. Wait, he crushed his shipyard over here. What is that?
I think he thought he has.
He needed wood for settlers.
I don't think you would crush it then. You just pause it.
Oh, what? See, what is lacking here? Is it just settlers? I mean, there's so many construction sites, but all saws are full. Is it stone lacking? Is it wood lacking? What is happening here? I don't understand.
I think settlers are lacking. What is the stone mine saying?
They're probably also lacking, but that one just seems to be stopped.
Yeah. His stone cutters it though. I think it's just
Does he have
settlers.
something on priority?
But are the settlers standing somewhere? I don't see settlers stand. I didn't see one yet.
I think very few were standing at the barracks when they brought stuff here, but they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and the barracks are so full. I think he's just straight up in a shortage. Just saying, he only has 1,000 settlers, and Lemon was at least in a shortage with 1,290, and he currently has 1,270. So I think Lemon is also still in a settlers shortage.
Okay, but at least here seem to be some houses to come up, and yeah, I have hope that that's it now. I think everyone is standing still here. And now we only have the barracks shortage, and yeah, as Reneric wrote, he should really consider recruiting so many level 2s. I think he should definitely go back to level 3 and get those out. And yeah, there might be also an argument to use some level 2s and, I don't know, move like 40 down here with Zabos and try to deal some damage in this area. Like pull him apart a little bit.
Yep, I think that would be a play for both players, technically. Only Lemon has Saboteurs in the field, though. And recruiting Saboteurs while in a settlers shortage isn't the easiest thing. A warship is coming up, but that warship is so late. Unless Lemon forgets his warship when it's finished. You do get a message in chat that you finish a warship, so I feel like he shouldn't forget it. But you never know.
You never know. Alright, so bottom side is nothing happening.
I do want to mention, we did cross the 2-hour mark. And with us crossing the 2-hour mark already by 2 minutes, I don't think this game looks over whatsoever. Just considering of the fact that this map is so hard to play in the sense of we have people in settlers shortages with above 1,000 settlers. So I'm really not expecting this to be over that soon.
Yeah. What is the timing to beat for the longest game? What was the
I have
Kinaban
zero
APM
clue.
game? Yeah, can somebody do some quick research in the chat? Then we know. But yeah, that can definitely happen. I mean,
The hospitals are finished. He can finally heal up his army and get it up to par. And then all of those tier 3 soldiers that are just healed will be cracking. They'll be insanely strong against those tier 2.
but yeah, first we have a warship over here, and if it just right-clicks the shipyard, then he will have all the time in the world to take care of all the ferries here. And
Oh, did he see that already? Is
I'm
ferry coming
not
back?
sure. Maybe I think he just wants to load more.
Oh, he
units
wants to
onto
fill it up. No, get the soldiers out of there.
Yeah, evacuate immediately.
Evacuate,
also-
get them out.
Also, it's very uncomfortable now because if Lemon just right-clicks the shipyard now,
One of the ships has
then
bad
it's
pathing.
very, very hard to come back onto water here in this area if Lemon doesn't allow it.
But Lemon
But Lemon
currently,
doesn't do
like,
anything.
he sent the ship over and doesn't do anything right now. If there are two options. Either kleinerchris gets lucky and Lemon just forgets about it. And the other option is kleinerchris doesn't get lucky, but Lemon just can't figure out where the pixel is on this shipyard and just can't click it. And just can't destroy it.
That's true.
Then kleinerchris arguably would also be lucky, but it's a different form of lucky.
Yeah, at least he's trying to defend his shipyard now, and he doesn't seem too far off. Like, let it be 2 or 3 resources more into the ship, and then the tides immediately turn, and Lemon will struggle to win the water back from that point on.
And I think the water here is really valuable because that is the thing that makes you win fights on land. Which is very rare that the water is so important to win a fight on land, but in this case we just saw those X-Warriors drop inside the enemy army, and I think they just won the fight just by that.
Yeah, last chance. Okay, Lemon just noticed now, and he's shooting the building. Oh my
Got
god.
it perfectly, so the bowmen aren't in range.
Yeah.
This is the moment where you want to have a...
It's so...
you
But
would
it's so
want to
close.
have
Can
it.
he finish it? It's finished!
Wow!
Lemon! Okay, but he killed the shipyard. That's actually big as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, shipyard is
Now,
for Lemon is still producing.
Now kleinerchris has to go drive over and destroy the enemy shipyard. Otherwise, he will lose the water long term again.
Yeah.
Oh, wow! That just made me die. I'm too sick for this kind of scenario.
Yeah, must also feel nice to be sick and then casting the newest, longest game of the tournament.
Yeah.
Also with a big break in between. I don't know, when did we start? I have no idea. I think at 18, probably 3 hours ago now. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we started a little later, as always, as the Settlers game, just never never starts on time.
Yeah, now the question is, how do you recover as Lemon? I think you kind of have to spam down shipyards along the whole coast in the middle, in the hope that it works out.
You have to make war machines. It is impossible to defend. Like, if you make 10 shipyards, the ship can still run around and kill all of them.
Yeah, but if you make enough, so Viking doesn't produce enough mana for it, then you can.
I guess that would work. Yeah.
Can make it work.
Okay. So important thing is, if kleinerchris, okay, now he shoots it, he will need less shots, and the worker did not yet go out of the hut.
I was lacking wood. Okay.
Now it's dead.
Is that balanced? Like, Lemon needed 4 shots to kill it, Viking only needs 2. Like, I'm telling you again and again, Viking is the most OP Civ on water. It's completely unfair.
Viking is by far the strongest water Civ.
I mean, it's historically accurate, so I can't really argue against that, but where's my counterplay?
Where's your counterplay? Just everybody pick Vikings on these kind of water maps. That's the counterplay.
Alright, yeah, let's reestablish the situation. So, yeah, kleinerchris will have water control. He can also now take care of any building he chooses on the coastline. I think you want to take out the farms. That's probably something. I wouldn't bother about houses because they are whatever. But kleinerchris is still suffering from lack of settlers.
Yeah, he has less settlers than he had before when he was already in a settler shortage.
Yeah, so let's see if anything is happening here. Okay, one house over here, but okay, hier oben, up here, there are some houses finishing up. So that's something, if they all may finish anytime soon. And here maybe here, after he crushed some medium ones. Okay, he's rebuilding some over here. So, yeah, eventually he may get to more settlers, but yeah, Lemon has 500 more. Does he actually have 500 more? Are there any settlers standing? I don't see settlers standing.
You're kidding me.
Okay, I found a group of 20. I can't offer you more. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. This is an amazing map.
Yeah, I mean, considering we started over here and we stretched to here, we stretched to here, we also have this lake.
It's a crazy map.
But yeah, and also this here, like long term, we have to fix this. Like, I don't know, one barracks, like crush the houses, crush this barracks, replace it over here, and be done with it. But yeah, I think Lemon is now able to just recruit everything, and okay, this is running good. It's nice. So yeah, the question is how we can set up the fight, because ideally he would probably want level 3 soldiers in front, then he would want medics again behind it, and then he would want the level 2 archers to kind of block away the landing axis. That would probably be the ideal fighting setup that he can get, but he now really has to respect all the units are suddenly landing in his settlement behind him kind of play. And I don't know, like maybe you want to set up a safety net for that. Like he has some safe towers on the top side here. Maybe there's an argument to have a tower here, I don't know. But yeah, Maybe you also want to take a tower forward here, but I guess doesn't do much for you. But yeah, now knowing that you lost the water, it's very tough to be confident to move forward here.
Indeed, water does have quite a big role, and I want to mention that we're currently at 143 combat power for kleinerchris, which is rough.
Yeah, but even that advantage for Lemon seems to be gone soon. So settlers are standing now again for Chris.
Yeah, I think I saw him be on 144 before, and then he crushed these medium houses at the barracks, and then he wasn't anymore, so he's like right next to it.
At least he should be back soon then.
Oh, I think I see a settler.
Yeah.
To the right weaponsmith, a settler is standing.
Yeah. You can start again. One thing though, which is probably the problem for the next fight, is that kleinerchris still hasn't managed to get off of his deer spells. So we are over 2 hours, and he hasn't established any farms or pig farms. So his mana count is basically 0, and I think he's even lacking mana to produce enough meat. And in the meantime, Lemon has 340 combat mana now, so that's a lot to work with.
That's a lot. And we have to consider as well, in that last fight, he did use a few bolts, like thunderbolts, what I have zero clue what they're called in English, but the lightning spell. Lightning, I would assume it's probably called.
Yeah.
Lightning, and he used lots of shields, but he didn't use a single convert from my knowledge. So he still has those available, used on tier 3 bowman when it's possible, or tier 3 axes. Could be very huge. And still pretty cheap.
Yeah, there will definitely be options for different combat use. Okay, let's see. Up here, probably gold is missing, so Lemon has to be a little bit careful that not too much gold gets into these storages here.
Probably deactivate gold on at least one of the storages, if not both.
Yeah, but apart from that, everything in his heavy industry seems to be running now. More settlers are coming. He even found another mountain here.
Because coal would be the one thing that I'd be concerned for him. As always.
At least coal seems to be running, and I think everything... Okay. I mean, it could be... Okay, it's very thin on all sorts of buildings here.
It seems like everything is running, but it is very thin.
But we take that.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, you know? You take that. And Lemon now has a huge soldier advantage again in terms of numbers, and quality on the field as well if you just account for gold bars and not tier 3. Because tier 3, technically, kleinerchris has more, but kleinerchris then has tier 1 units instead of tier 2.
Yeah. Lemon has 3 ships in the south now. And he can probably take care of this one last guard. I think it's a last ship for kleinerchris on the field. And Lemon is moving forward, so we may see another fight. But I think all the level 3 soldiers are kind of in the back. All the level 2s are forward. I hope he switches that up. But yeah, maybe he isn't really aware of that. Also, I'm not really sure if it is actually the right play to do that. It probably is, but he also doesn't really have medics, which would be a good Roman advantage for the situation.
Yeah, medics would help quite a lot. But he has the combat mana advantage now. Fighting power is, I mean, technically not even, but for the tier 3 bowman it's even. For tier 2, I think it's 110, 120, and 100. 110, 130, and 150 tick doesn't exist. So they are even, and tier 1 bowman should have their tick somewhere before 100. Like, Lemon sleeping. He put his tier 3 bowman in front to maybe fight with them, and now he gets jumped on by enemy tier 3 bowman.
Should have left him behind in safety.
Yeah. No, he just lost a few at least.
Alright. Fairies are moving.
Pulling forward.
And let's
Ships
see where
are
they want to
moving
move.
quite far to the right. They are not actively moving into the fight, or at least right now. And this line is relatively thick. Lots of bowmen are pulling back.
It also
So
could
now you
be
just never
kind
unload
of a
your
trap.
8 warriors and you take a good trade.
If he doesn't show too many bows here, but I don't know. Like, does kleinerchris know
Back a lot.
it? Did he sniff it out that Lemon was just waiting here?
And now axes are coming in at the top with like very like in one straight line, just into pretty thick bowman lines. So I don't like that again. I think like to make that play even remotely good, he kind of has to unload his ships, but then also he'll unload them into quite lots of bowmen. He could ult at the very bottom. That would be a huge play. And now we have at least 2 ships that have blood rush on the tier 1 axis. At least some of them have got a lightning into them.
Yeah, I think the ships were also not really full.
Yeah, at least not all of them. Some axes are still coming in from the left. Now the bowman to the right will clean up the axis, but right now that gives him the concave on the bowman fight at least. And the axes probably aren't trading bad. Like, I'd be surprised if they did. At least for the fact that there are also lots of tier 1 axes in there as well. See some more shields at the bottom.
Yeah, Lemon just needs a little bit of time. He needs to keep his southern fight stable because now he's gonna win from this top side because kleinerchris will have the worst concave in that area. And Lemon still has a lot of mana to work with.
Give him quite a lot of time.
Right, let's see. Nothing is happening here. Ships here. Ships here. We can go back here.
So one thing that we can see here, a medic amount, basically non-existent. Tier 3 bowmen are more on the field still for kleinerchris, but overall there are way more bowmen on the field for Lemon.
Yeah.
The Axis did do quite a good job. He could ult again at the bottom, kleinerchris. If he did that like twice this fight already, he would have won very easily. Because that's like just getting your DPS increases is always huge.
Okay, Lemon's losing all his combat mana on the top now.
Yeah, where there's actually quite a bulk of units, so I'm not really I'm not really agreeing with that place of using it. In general, I think Conrads you could still wait a bit longer. Like, you don't really have to, you just have to reinforce your bottom line, which is now reinforced, so now kleinerchris can't ult forward there anymore, and now it's just a straight up fight, which I think kleinerchris isn't really winning anymore. He just doesn't have enough soldiers. Like, yes, he has more tier 3, but he just doesn't have enough soldiers in total, and there is not enough combat mana to save him either, while Lemon still has combat mana available, at least a little bit. Oh wait, no, it's actually gone now already.
Yeah, we don't have iron bars here for the Viking player. We also don't have iron ore, because we don't have mana at the moment. So, yeah, it's kind of the fatality of Viking late game. If you don't make it to your pick farms and use your mana in fights too much, then yeah, your eco can collapse at any point, and yeah.
I think he could have also still won this fight if he just ulted at the bottom just 1 or 2 more times.
I think it's still far away from to winning it, but yeah, it would have made a few more kills, but it doesn't solve the big problem that he basically has 0 production at the moment.
This fight, but I don't say winning the game, you know? Like, the reinforcements are coming in, and with the reinforcements he would lose long term anyways. As that is what's happening right now. There are more reinforcements coming in for Lemon, like significantly more than there are coming in for kleinerchris. Kleinerchris is also losing the fight in general. And that seems to be very much GG's to me, although we don't see one written yet. But I don't think he can make a miracle happen, kleinerchris, to save this game still.
Yeah, probably depends if there's another Dwarf Fest coming up for kleinerchris to attend in the next few minutes. Because yeah, in that case, he would be very keen to end it fast. Let's see how his fighting spirit holds up today. I think it's Sunday. No more parties coming up for this weekend.
I think he yesterday told that he would be on it the entire weekend, like it's over the weekend, not on one day. But we'll see.
So yeah,
how quickly he does surrender or does not surrender. But yeah, I don't think he can fix his economy in a significant enough way quickly enough to actually make this work out.
yeah, Lemon made it to the promised land. Now he can fight with offensive against enemy defensive combat power. And yeah,
There
from here
aren't any X-Warriors that can jump into his army anymore from behind. He already cleared those. That's like the only real way I can see kleinerchris still winning.
Yeah.
Would be getting getting a sneak attack into the enemy land. But yeah, his economy isn't really running anymore, so getting the soldiers together for that is difficult. Getting the mana for Thor's hammer together, I mean, that isn't that hard, but if you don't have soldiers supporting that priest, you're not gonna get to the towers.
Okay, Viking ship so OP that they drained all his mana, so his production is completely dead at this point. Yeah, haters would say that to justify the insane amount of damage Viking ships are doing, but I would argue that he didn't have any mana because he spent like 30 minutes in lack of settlers after peacetime, and that's why he wasn't producing as much mana to begin with. Let's check the
Settlers
temples.
shortage.
Yes, he has a few temples, so he should have been producing some mana.
Yeah, settlers shortage is one of the issues, and also going for some animal ranches, getting those pigs out, definitely would have solved the issue as well.
Yeah, I mean, the pig farm Viking trademarked by Yuri wouldn't have ended up in this kind of situation. So, yeah, sometimes starting a little bit slower into the game, but setting up your proper economy setup can actually be better. And yeah, it's tough as Vikings on this kind of maps where when you are haunted by basically everything and you spend all your time in lack of settlers, then it's very hard to put your economy into the safe haven.
And I do agree with Eric that the fear spells used in at least the first fight weren't that nice, where he put them pretty much all in one singular spot, and instead of putting multiple along the line. Yeah, I think we're seeing a last-ditch effort here, last fight. I think this combat line just looks bad. There's nothing good about this.
No.
The enemy has more soldiers, a concave, everything. They aren't really standing in buildings, and you're also like the amount they are standing in buildings, you're standing in buildings, and that is why we're seeing a GG well played by kleinerchris. As the game is now over, there were quite some good and hype moments in there on a awfully awful to play map.
Yeah. Credits to the map creator. I hope he got what he wanted to see. And yeah, 2 hours 22. Yeah, at the end, we sadly saw an economic collapse by kleinerchris.
I'm also 100% certain that this is not the longest game. I think the longest game was already 2 hours 36, 34-ish minutes minimum, because I think that's what somebody was complaining about. That it was like barely not hitting that mark perfectly. And yeah, now this is a GG's. Lemon wins the second game, and with that is now advancing into the semi-finals.
Lemon is the top 4 player in Settlers 4 in the world, confirmed. Let's go.
Yeah. Something that I think many people would have disagreed with before the tournament.
It's very good for balancing reasons. Now I can always balance against him.
Yeah, perfect. Lovely to see. Yeah, now I can balance him better than me, and that makes me get the better teammates, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what my plan is all the time. That's why I also always want to be Alex the world champion. So I
Yeah,
always have that point going for me. All right, let me check if I can get the players in.
yeah. I feel like there's probably gonna be a German interview, as I know both of them not really wanting to do an English interview. And yeah, usually I'd be now translating in my own stream, but I guess I can't really do that for you, Kinket here.
Mm, I mean,
Um,
you can,
do it
but
however
nobody's
you
gonna hear
want.
you because I'm gonna mute you in that case.
Exactly, like that just doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, probably
Alright.
just a normal German interview here.
Gut. Ja, willkommen, GG alle. Ich hoffe, ihr habt die Karte richtig genossen und seid dann jetzt am Ende fertig geworden. Ja, Glückwunsch, Lemon. Jetzt bist du ein offizieller Top 4 Spieler in der Welt confirmed. Wie fühlst du dich hier nach diesem Game?
Boah, dass ich jetzt im Halbfinale stehe, habe ich wahrscheinlich noch gar nicht wirklich verarbeitet oder noch nicht wirklich wahrgenommen. Aber jetzt, wo du es sagst, äh, ich weiß nicht, war ein sehr, sehr anstrengendes Game, war eine sehr besondere Map. Ich finde, Chris hat sich in dieser Series sehr, sehr krass geschlagen. Also das war hart umkämpft, beide Games. Und ich bin natürlich froh, jetzt trotzdem noch weitergekommen zu sein.
Ja. Ja, für dich, Chris, nachdem du schon in der Gruppenphase eigentlich damit geliebäugelt hattest, die ganze Zeit rauszufliegen, hast du dich dann jetzt doch auch sehr tief und auch teuer hier im Turnier verkauft. Auch dieses Game hätte durchaus auch dich als Gewinner sehen können, wenn denn da nicht so viele ökonomische Probleme mitgelaufen wären. Ja, wie ist dein Eindruck zu der Karte und zum Spiel insgesamt?
Ja, an sich, also die Karte war schon irgendwie schwierig, aber so ab Minute 40 ging es eigentlich. Aber irgendwie viele Baustellen habe ich platziert, wurden nicht planiert und war auch ein bisschen Probleme, aber bin erstaunt, damit ich überhaupt generell so weit gekommen bin, wenn ich eh nur Metze spiele und keine AGAG.
Mhm. Ja, das ist natürlich problematisch, wenn die Gebäude nicht sofort gebaut werden können. Ähm, ja, bei dir, weiß ich nicht, ne? Also das Spiel ist eigentlich ziemlich lange, sah es dann doch ziemlich even aus. Zur Peacetime, glaube ich, hättest du, kleiner Chris, vielleicht ein kleines Timing haben können, wenn du sofort angegriffen hättest, weil du schon eine ganze Menge mehr Mana hattest, während Lem das noch nicht hatte. Aber ich würde mal annehmen, dass du auch nicht allzu viel Scouting-Info über Lem zu diesem Zeitpunkt des Spiels hattest.
Okay, ja.
Also hattest du nicht? Oder hattest du doch und hast aber auch eh nicht angreifen wollen?
Nee,
Ja.
Und noch eine
ich
Sache, die auch
dachte halt,
dazu.
ich hatte eh so viele Probleme, deswegen dachte ich eher damit, ich viel zu weit hinten bin.
Ja.
Ja. Problem ist, die Map war einfach schwierig. Lemon hatte auch solche Probleme.
Ja,
Es
am
ist
Ende.
sehr spannend.
Ja, aber ich glaube nicht, damit Lemon 2 Stunden im Siedlerberge war.
Ja, Lemon, weiß ich nicht. Also am bemerkenswertesten war, als Lemon mit 1250 Siedlern im Siedlermangel war und auch noch bis 1300, 1400 gebraucht hatte, bis er dann wieder raus war, verlässlich. Ja, also war schon eine wild anzusehende Karte, welche Siedlermassen das hier gefressen hat. Ja, warst du auch selber überrascht? Hast du sowas schon mal erlebt, einen Siedlermangel auf so hohem Niveau, Lemon?
Ja, das auf jeden Fall. Also ich bin ja auch eher dafür bekannt, immer weiter zu bauen. Und wir spielen ja auch regelmäßig HGHGs, die lange dauern. Und ab einer bestimmten Größe kann man eigentlich gar nicht genug Siedler haben. Und das geht da doch schneller, als man denkt. Am Ende war ich jetzt auf 1700 und habe nochmal Häuser auf Prio gegeben, weil mir das zu knapp war. Das ist aber, also klar, auf der Map jetzt gerade ganz besonders krass und auch Fisch zu Stein gespielt, was nochmal extra Siedler zieht. Das ist natürlich schon heftig.
Ja, aber das hat man auch schon gesehen, dass du gerade jetzt zum Ende hin dann doch, ich glaube, es waren sogar fast 800 Ressourcen oder sowas, die du dann jetzt vorne warst. Und ja, man hat dann schon gemerkt, dass du hier eine ganze Menge mehr an vor allem auch laufender Schwerindustrie mit auf deiner Seite hattest. Und ja, als dann der ökonomische Kollaps bei kleinerchris kam, weil einfach kein Eisen mehr reinkam, dann ja, war das Spiel dann auch relativ schnell durch. Hattest du, kleinerchris, Intention, auch mal bei Schweinefarmen anzukommen? Oder warst du die ganze Zeit immer gehetzt durch Siedlermangel, Steinmangel? Kam es einfach nicht dazu, mal zu dem Zeitpunkt zu kommen? Oder wolltest du ohnehin mit Mana die ganze Zeit durchspielen?
Ich wollte schon Schweinefarmen und so bauen, aber dadurch, dass ich jetzt die ganze Zeit im Siedlermangel hin und her geschwankt bin, hatte ich nie die Zeit, irgendwie da die Schweinefarm zu bauen.
Ja, ja, ist auch verständlich. Ähm, Was auch auffällig war, war, dass Slam, glaube ich, schon Minute 30 seine erste Werft gebaut hatte und dann aber absolut gar nichts damit gemacht hat, außer irgendwie kurz vor PT mal eine Fähre zu machen, die dann aber auch, glaube ich, bis zum Spielende nichts mehr gemacht hat. Ja, wie war da so der Plan oder der Ablauf, der eigentlich vorgesehen war und dann vielleicht doch anders gekommen ist?
Also ich hätte die wahrscheinlich auch ein bisschen später bauen können, aber um es nicht zu vergessen, weiß ich nicht, wahrscheinlich einfach um sie zu haben, habe ich sie frühzeitig gebaut. Ich habe Fisch zu Stein gespielt und ich bin auf meine Fischer angewiesen, ekotechnisch, zu 100%. Und wenn dann der Wiki einmal mit seinen Kriegsschiffen durchbricht und mir die ganze Küste wegschießt, spätestens ab dem Moment wird es richtig ekelhaft. Und auch, ich habe vielleicht auch mit Fähren gerechnet, wo dann irgendwelche Axtkämpfer und Sabos aussteigen aus allen Richtungen. Und darauf wollte ich vorbereitet sein. Umgesetzt habe ich es natürlich nicht so gut. Und ich habe auch, ehrlich gesagt, als die ersten 6 Kriegsschiffe dann irgendwann relativ zeitig gefallen sind, kurz nach Sabo-PT, ich habe nie ein gegnerisches Kriegsschiff schießen sehen. Eventuell bin ich auch von der Küste aus abgeschossen worden. Ich habe es nie im Blick gehabt, da war ich jedes Mal zu spät.
Ja, wir hatten, glaube ich, alle Fights, was Schiffe angeht, komplett auf dem Bild. Das kannst du dir gerne nochmal im VOD dann angucken. Aber ja, da hast du in dem Sinne halt schon gute Arbeit geleistet, dass du wie in so einem schlechten Action-Movie jedes Schiff immer einzeln reingeschickt hast
Ja.
und dich hast vermöbeln lassen. Und ja, entsprechend konnte kleiner Chris da immer maximalen Value halt rausziehen aus jedem einzelnen Schiff. Was natürlich gewundert hat, ist, dass du ja außen wirklich sehr viele Schiffe gebaut hast, dann auch relativ zeitnah irgendwann nach PT eine Werft auf dem inneren See gebaut hattest, da dann aber wiederum kein Kriegsschiff gebaut hattest, weil die Werft, glaube ich, pausiert war. War das ein Missklick oder dachtest du, du bräuchtest da keine Schiffe? Weil so am Ende war dieser Pont dann doch sehr entscheidend dafür, wie ihr eure Hauptkämpfe austragen konntet.
Ja, also dass die Werft nicht direkt gearbeitet hat und dann, als das Kriegsschiff fertig war, habe ich nochmal 1, 2 Minuten verschlafen, um es nach vorne zu schicken, weil ich habe ja die Fähren gesehen und daraufhin habe ich die Werft gebaut und wollte das mit Kriegsschiffen beantworten. Und dann stand die Werft, dann kamen keine Kriegsschiffe, dann stand das Kriegsschiff irgendwann, dann ist es nicht losgefahren und mit dem letzten Schuss auf die Werft von Chris wird Chris Kriegsschiff fertig. Das war schon ziemlich
Das
cinematisch.
war, das war mehr Glück als Verstand.
Ja, das war auf jeden
Ja,
Fall
das war
ein
krass.
Hype-Casting-Moment hier
Ja.
gewesen.
Vor, ein, vor allen Dingen dadurch, dass ich noch krank bin, bin ich da auch fast verreckt. Das war sehr schön.
Mark was dying.
Ja.
Ja. Also ja, war eine entertaining Episode, was ihr da auf Wasser gemacht habt. Ansonsten die Hauptfights, ja, gerade beim ersten Fight war es für uns schon überraschend, dass kleiner Chris dann da ja doch dann ziemlich deutlich den Kampf gewonnen hatte und dass dann das Schiff, wo wir als Caster schon minutenlang uns über eine Fähre gefreut hatten, dass sie dann doch wirklich just in time fertig geworden ist, um dann den Move da anzubringen. Das war schon ja ein sauberes Timing. Wie habt ihr in dem Moment das Spiel eingeschätzt? Da dachte einer von euch, jetzt ist gewonnen, jetzt ist verloren. Wie habt ihr es so gesehen nach dem ersten Fight?
Fang du gerne an, Chris.
Also ich habe mich gefreut, weil ich nicht gedacht hatte, dass ich schaffe. Aber ich habe mir schon gedacht, damit ich das nicht, wenn ich jetzt mal reingehe, hätte ich nicht gewonnen. Das habe ich mir gedacht, weil irgendwie wahrscheinlich halt sein Nachschub so viel mehr war als meiner. Ja,
Mhm.
und deswegen habe ich dann eher gewartet und meine hochgeheilt wieder.
Ja. Ja, bei Lemon?
Ich hätte schon erwartet, dass ich den ersten Fight eigentlich zumindest nicht verliere, denn ich habe Römermana, ich habe perfekt die 144 getroffen und ich gehe mal davon aus, Chris hatte die 144 nicht, zumindest
Ja,
habe ich
hatte ich auch nicht.
vermutet. Genau, weil er ja auch nicht reingegangen ist. Das ist ja so der letzte Tick. Danach bewegt man sich ja meistens irgendwie zumindest etwas nach vorne. Und dass ich den Fight dann trotzdem noch verloren habe, hat mich erstmal verwundert. Und danach hatte ich ja nochmal richtig, richtig fett SM. Das war der SM, von dem Katze gerade gesprochen hatte. Und da war wirklich alles tot und ich hatte irgendwie 200 Waffen auf Lager und die ganzen Schmelzen, alles lag voll. Und in der Zeit hat Chris ja gesagt, er hat sich hochgeheilt, aber ich glaube, da war ein gutes Window gewesen. Ich weiß nicht, wie es bei Chris in der Eco aussah. Vielleicht auch die Sache zuzumachen oder an den Außenlinien nochmal mit Sabus und Äxten Stress zu machen. Da habe ich schon Angst gehabt oder habe ich schon so den Lose gesehen vor mir.
Mhm.
Ja, leider sah es bei Chris identisch aus, auch SM. Ja, also das ist, so kann man auch die Runde ziemlich zusammenfassen. SM bei beiden Spielern gab es
Ja.
immer wieder zu sehen. Vor PT, nach PT, vor 2 Stunden, nach 2 Stunden, immer wieder. Gigantisch
Alle
und
10 Minuten.
ja, also war schon sehr regelmäßig.
Ja.
Ich glaube, bis so die erste Schwere kam, da war es bei beiden Spielern eigentlich fein, aber als dann die erste Schwere kam, ist es bei beiden Spielern abgeraucht.
Ja, wie die Zitrone, so die Babyzitrone, wa?
Ja,
Ja.
das kann man wohl so sagen. Aber gut. Ja, war auf jeden Fall eine ganz besondere Map hier, die hier rausgeholt wurde. Also da war jetzt wirklich, glaube ich, gar nichts dran angenehm an insgesamt allem. Aber ja, muss man sich durcharbeiten und hast du jetzt auch erfolgreich geschafft und wartest dann jetzt im Halbfinale auf. Achso, du hast deinen Gegner schon. Du darfst dich jetzt mit Jagdtiger auseinandersetzen. Freust du dich denn schon darauf?
Äh, nein. Und wir haben auch gerade in den letzten 3, 4 Wochen, wo er gegen Janni spielen musste und auch schon davor und ich gegen Tim und Antimaterie, hatten wir einige 1 gegen 1, weil wir auch privat viel miteinander spielen und ich habe 95% davon verloren. Also ich habe eine 5%ige Chance vielleicht, dass ich gewinne, ein Spiel. Und dann müssen wir gucken, ob ich die treffe.
Ja, also
Geil.
eins von ein Game gewinnen, 19 verlieren, ist schwierig, aber wenn du erstmal das eine gewinnst, das allererste, dann kann man darauf auch schon mal aufbauen. Aber ja, wird auf jeden Fall eine schwere Aufgabe, aber mal gucken, wie das zustande kommt. Vielleicht schickt ja noch irgendein
Also
Siedlergott eine ähnliche Rittkarte hier rein und wir können dadurch das Glück ein bisschen in deine Richtung biegen.
Lemon, ich kann einfach empfehlen, du spielst jetzt noch 38 Matches gegen Banzai, verlierst die alle, dann steht es ja nach den Chancen, dass du dann 2 Games gewinnen musst und dann spielst du die im Turnier und dann ist alles entspannt.
He did the
Wenn das
math.
so funktioniert, dann mache ich das.
Ja. Ja, gut. Ja, noch Fragen hier auch von unserem anderen Caster hier von Totsch.
Nee, vielleicht nur der eine Turmsnipe, den es gab, hat der irgendwas gebracht und generell die Siedlermängel von Chris, war das einfach, weil auch der Platz gefehlt hat, weil der Weg ja auch von deinen Segen bis zu dem Platz unten, wo man noch Häuser bauen konnte, der war ja bodenlos. Oder also hast du quasi Siedler vergessen oder war es echt einfach ein Platzproblem?
Das war ein Laufproblem. Also ich habe an sich also schon relativ pünktlich eigentlich meine Häuser mal gebaut gehabt und platziert. Aber ja, bis die mal beliefert wurden und dann Bauarbeiter hin und dann bis die da rauskamen, das war halt ein bisschen Laufprobleme, aber ja.
Ja, schade, weil sonst war es ja irgendwann einfach der Eisenripp auch zum Ende hin, weil sonst hast du echt gut mitgehalten. Aber ansonsten alles angesprochen, wildes Game, muss man erstmal so sacken lassen. Wahrscheinlich so unangenehm, wie es zu spielen war, so erfreulich war es halt zuzugucken.
Es war
Aber
ein
auf jeden Fall war
Banger-Game.
es völlig anderes Game, ja.
Ich will auch noch mal sagen, ich liebe Äxte, die aus fern rauskommen, in die Flanke rein. Es ist wunderschön mit anzusehen. Einfach Highlight Play.
Jo, ja. Mit dem können wir dann jetzt hier, glaube ich, auch uns dann in den Abend verabschieden. Ein einziges weiteres Spiel ist geplant für den nächsten Mittwoch, ist es, glaube ich.
Mittwoch.
Da spielt Slayer gegen Freaking das zweite Game und so wie ich das verstanden habe, soll dann auch im Anschluss daran, falls es zu einem Game 3 kommt, das dritte Game gespielt werden. Ja, wissen noch nicht, wer es castet. Ich bin relativ wahrscheinlich unterwegs an dem Tag. Und ja, mal schauen, wie ihr da versorgt sein werdet. Ich habe gesehen, Argos hat sich eingetragen.
Wollte ich gerade sagen. Ich werde es wieder casten. Hoffentlich bin ich bis dahin nicht mehr so krank. Das wäre sehr schön.
Ja.
Ansonsten wären das einfach ganz entspannte Casts. Außer ich bin nicht alleine, dann wären sie nicht ganz so entspannt. Aber mal schauen.
Ja, das also zur weiteren Aussicht. Und ja, dann sind wir hier, glaube ich, fertig für heute. Hatten ja eine Menge technische Probleme auch zwischendurch. Mussten jetzt ja auch noch den Stream einmal wechseln. Und ja, sind jetzt aber dennoch zum Ende gekommen. Und ja, danke Spielern und allen Castern hier. Und wir sehen uns ja irgendwann wieder. Wie gesagt, nächster Mittwoch das nächste Spiel. Und ja, da geht's dann weiter mit der Weltmeisterschaft. Bis dann.
Tschüss.
Ciao, ciao.